do makeup and then they look like a ghost and they act like that's a flex. That's not a flex. That's terrible. Because then you gonna be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? You bring a nigga home, y'all do the do, and then you wake up in the morning, you don't look like you. He's like, what the fuck? And he gonna act like you tricked him out of his dick. You know what I mean? Like,
tricked him out of his dick.
Yes, nigga.
Tricked him out of his dick.
Yes. Notes ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are we on the air?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dilly. This is the Hold It Down podcast. And we out here. You know what I'm saying? Coming back to you with another episode. You know what I mean? I wonder what we're going to call this one. Because usually you're pretty good at naming episodes. So I feel like this one's going to be like, gotta be something Jeezy related. You know what I'm saying? Can't ban the snowman. Nah. I don't know if y'all can see, you know what I'm saying, depending on how HD this camera is, I don't be knowing. He bought the shit. But we got snow outside, you know what I'm saying? The coke is falling from the clouds, my nigga. You feel me? So, you know, if you're in the Atlanta area, you know that the city is shut down probably at this point.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There was a few cars outside a little bit, you know, when we went to the store.
Because we were one of the people stupid enough to be outside.
For a little bit. We just went down the street. We didn't go nowhere extravagant. We weren't trying to risk our lives. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we still broke niggas. We can't afford no L's. Okay? Nope. So where we went was within 5 minutes of distance. You know, I was happily under the speed limit. No problem. I didn't even see the highways. I don't even know what the highways look like. You know what I mean? Them shits could be backed up or empty. I don't give a fuck. Don't know. Went down the street. You know what I'm saying? But it's nice to see snow out here. But before I continue, I'll be your host with the most toast. You know what I'm saying? Quan Price, a.k.a. Quanzo Washington. You know what I mean? With my co-host right here.
You already know what it is. It's your main man, the Unstoppable Bloodbath, back at it again for another episode of Hold It Down podcast. This is the Frosted Flakes edition. As my co-host, the great diplomatic Quan Munity himself already told you.
Quan Munity! Diplomatic Quan Munity! What the fuck? I don't know if your theme today is having like good reaches, but I feel like that's the second time you done reached mad far, and somehow I still respect it. Like that's the second time. I don't know how to feel about this shit. I don't know if you can keep this shit up, but we gonna see. I'm
not gonna get your hopes up. I don't know how well I'm gonna do. But yeah, this is the Hold Down podcast where it's like hip hop and battle rap culture as a whole. You know. His phone's going off. Yeah. But hey, this whole show goes off. You know how we do around here.
Fucking right. You dig?
Exactly.
Now my shit's on vibrate. You know what I'm saying? Like a rose.
Yep. So yeah, last week we did our recap of Super Fight, the first Smack event of the year.
The fights was super.
That was a good event overall. I really liked it. I ain't really heard nothing bad about it. All I've seen is people talking about the bar guide. So
yeah,
as
I am the god. Yo, I thought about that shit randomly, bro. Yeah. Like that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to believe you're a vampire because you sucking blood out niggas' dicks. Like, bro, what is Tay-Rock? Tay-Rock wasn't like he couldn't do nothing with that nigga, bro.
He was stuck. And actually, speaking on that real quick, right before we get into our episode, I went back and watched the Daylight and Tay-Rock again because that's just one of my favorite battles. And as I was watching Danny Myers, I told you in the last episode, I was like, yo, he borrowed some of his themes, I feel like, from Daylight's rounds.
Yeah.
And watching Daylight back, he definitely did. The whole talking to Tay-Rock and then like doing rock band references.
Yeah.
Daylight did that. The vampire Dracula suck. Daylight did that.
Gots to.
It was like the Transylvania stuff. Daylight did that. So it was kind of like he took the Daylight blueprint and said, let me spread this out across a couple of rounds.
For sure.
And it worked.
For sure.
It worked. And he seasoned it a bit with his own bar god stuff because of his rebuttals and his energy. So it wasn't the exact same. I ain't gonna say He just copied the nigga bar for bar.
Yeah, I mean,
do all that.
Daylight didn't do no push-ups.
No.
You feel me? That nigga was doing push-ups. I never seen that.
He might have did push-ups if they had a crowd. Remember, it was a crowd for that one. So.
Yeah. That shit, I am the God. That shit was the face he made every time he said that.
His face made it funny.
Crazy as shit, my nigga. That nigga gave like you remember the face that Bruce Lee made when he like stomped the nigga and then like just looked like he was almost in pain, but he like slowly calmed down.
Yeah,
that's the face that he made. He's like, I am the God. Like, that shit. I'm gonna go back to the battle just to look at that face because that shit was amazing every time, bro.
Like, do you think he was rehearsing his reactions?
He might have, bro.
Anybody was the only nigga I know who can get away with doing push-ups to middle of his battle.
Yes,
only nigga.
And what made it worse is his form was immaculate.
Yeah,
his form was immaculate. That wasn't even no nigga that be on a block. That's jail form. That nigga did like you got to be locked up to have that good ass form. You feel me? Like. Yeah, that was a different type of nigga, bro. Like that was a 5 out of 5 type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just flawless victory.
Yeah.
And I don't know why Tay-Rock keeps on ending in front of them type of niggas. I've come up with something. I feel like Tay-Rock is the Vegeta of battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets busy, he cooks everybody else, but for some reason he always ends up in front of Goku, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or like he'll reach a whole new level. Because maybe Goku's out. He's healing in that freaking whatever that machine was on Namek. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he reaches a whole nother level. We're like, oh shit, he done finally reached Super Saiyan. But Frieza's still Frieza, my nigga. Like
it's like
I let him get the last form.
I see where you're going with this Vegeta analogy. Because Vegeta will be the one who be doing most of the work too. Like Vegeta will be the one to weaken everybody, but Goku always come up and be the one to get the final blow.
Yeah, like Vegeta really be working for it. I ain't gonna hold you. Like even though he arrogant with the shit, like Vegeta's a nigga to the very end. Like nigga would be right before he dies or shit. Like you give him the final blow, you be like, your mama's still a bitch. Oh, like you know what I'm saying? Or Goku always saves the day. Be like, nigga, your name ain't Goku, it's Kakarot, nigga. Look, you dead in your eyes, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. You know what I mean? But like he'll work his ass off and be like, yeah, I'm the biggest, I'm the best, man. I did it. And then Goku would just come out of nowhere and be like, hey, you ever seen Super Saiyan 4? like, oh shit, hey, you ever made your hair go blue, my nigga? Like Goku just come out of nowhere with a next level type shit, but
that's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a hold down podcast. Like I said, we talk battle rap.
And apparently Dragon Ball Z too.
So broke it up to a couple parts. We start off with our hip hop shenanigans, aka Quan's favorite part of the show. Then we do our actual battle reviews, and then we do our artist of the week.
Dilly.
Occasionally, instead of doing hip hop shenanigans, we will do a segment where Quan calls Flowers, where we do a deep dive into an artist's discography and talk about why we like them while they're still living. Or
in this case, we're going to, rain down with, you know what I'm saying, with flowers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We're going to rain down the praises one time like snow. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be snow on the bluff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm glad we don't live in a bluff though. That shit trenches, my nigga.
I used to live over there. But
I'm glad you survived. I mean, you was in a gang at one time too.
I was not in the gang.
You was definitely in the gang.
I was not in the gang.
You was in a whole lot of gang shit.
Never in the gang.
You was definitely in the gang. I mean, they call it a fraternity, but it's
I also was not in a fraternity. Neither was I in the gang.
Well, whatever.
Neither what he's talking to. Neither of those statements matter. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about
fuck your hall, nigga. Anyway,
I want to talk about restore order. So
you want to talk about turf? What'd you say?
No, so I want to talk about restore orders. I was watching restore order this past week after Swave lost. I just want to see what Swave was gonna say about it.
I'm about to say, was his man's on his ass about that shit? Be like, hey, my nigga, you was not yourself.
Him and Ike. It was like Ike was keeping it 100. Ike was like, nah, that third round was ass. Like, they agreed that the third wasn't good. Swave was like, yeah, I ain't really having that. Not really. He's up there freestyling for the third. He's like, yeah, the third. He got me on the third. But they was basically saying that they thought that Anderson Burst was corny and that it was. But everybody in the chat was talking about how bad of an L it was. So the chat was keeping it 100. But it felt like Swave and Ike didn't want to keep it 100 because
I know. Okay, I'm already digging the energy. I know what's
their
going
main
on.
issue was just like, and see, like the dude was just all corny. It was just all jokes. Like he was just up there saying corny shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he was really no bars in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was pretty good. It played his role.
As somebody that didn't watch the battle or watch the Restore Order, I'm just gonna explain to you, just because I'm a New Yorker. Okay, so what New Yorkers will like to do is, if they catch a clear L, what they're gonna do is try everything in their power to discredit the nigga that handed them the L, so that the L seems like less of an L, which they don't really realize what they're doing, because now you just belittling yourself. Because if the nigga that you call the L to is so not whatever that he is that made you catch an L, now you still call an L to the nigga, so that means you're lower. So if you lose a rap battle to a nigga that had no bars, what does that make you?
Worse.
Exactly. So that's why, like, because Ike still, you know, he's still Swave's man, so he's gonna keep it 100, but he's also gonna keep it 50. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I ain't gonna shit on my mans, but you did lose. But I'm not gonna give credit to this nigga because I don't like this nigga. You know
there was finding weird pockets to complain about.
Yeah,
because it was a couple people like Sway would say, yeah, I mean, he's like, I don't really care if people tell me I lost. I'm cool with that. I can understand that. He's like, and there was a couple people saying they felt like I won. Those people were lying, obviously.
Very much.
But
they must have thought Stumbles won too.
And then then they started bringing up other points of why they felt like Anderson Burris was lame. They was like, yo, he always writing these like racist-y type blogs on the internet and stuff, and they were saying that he out here making jokes that he was ghostwriting for niggas, and that he ghost wrote with YG on one of YG's biggest songs, and they were saying that he made the joke that he ghost wrote for my nigga. That's a funny joke to me. I don't give a fuck. I thought this shit was funny. Yeah. They was like, y'all think that type of shit is funny? And everybody in the chat was like, yes. They was like, y'all really think that type of shit is funny? Yes. That shit's funny as fuck to me. Yes. Like, nah, bro. There can't no white people be making jokes like that. Like, I was laughing hard talking about Ruben. Listen, like, oh, that was a good joke. To say that you ghost wrote on one of YG's biggest songs.
Listen, sometimes white folks know how to make a funny joke and straddle the line.
Yeah.
And most will be like, that was good, but I'm watching you, nigga. Like, I seen the ex-basketball player Richard Jefferson has a TikTok now, and his thing kind of is like that. Like, there was a video of somebody like with a really, really ashy hand, and they put it under some water, and the person's like, oh, Kevin Durant is washing his hands. And the nigga was like, all right, that was real funny, but I'm watching you. Like, I'm watching you. You ain't gonna get away with that too much. You know what I'm saying? That was funny though. I'll give you credit. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, bruh. Yeah, a white person ghostwriting my nigga is hilarious. I'm sorry.
And I don't even think he said the words "my nigga" and like he tweeted him like that. I think he was like alluded to it.
Yeah.
That's what made it even funnier. I was like, so he knew where the line was.
Yeah.
I thought overall, like, I get his style is a little corny. He comes in there as the nerdy white guy, but
that's his thing though.
Is mostly jokes. But I mean, if he plays it right, he plays it right. Like his second was, like I told y'all, and we did the recap. His second was mainly just a long setup to talk about Sway fucking his cousin in one of his songs. And it was a long setup, but it paid off. The punchline paid off because the following jokes all worked.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Like, you can hate on somebody's style all you want, but just like that doesn't refute that you lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like freaking Wildin' Out. It's a mostly black show. We get mostly black comedians on there. We got some battle rappers on there. We got big, small. We got women. We got men. And then every once in a while they put a white person on there. You know, some white people, they may have like one woman and one guy. And when they fit in, they fit in. At one point, there was a dude, I don't even know his name, but I know it was a white comedian dude with glasses, and his thing was kind of being nerdy. And when it hit, it hit. What are we doing here? Like, the thing you should worry about, Mr. Swave, okay, because this is also a podcast that very much supports Restore Order.
I love Restore Order.
But we're going to keep it 100. What you need to worry about is why you lost to a nigga that's so corny then. You know what I'm saying? Because all these things you're talking about now, where was all this energy during the battle? You didn't even have a third. You are way too professional to not have a third. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a battle rapper, but I don't even know how you be this, like, battle tested and then just go into a battle without a third and then expect to win. Or just, like, don't, like,
It sounded like you weren't taking his opponent serious.
Like, fam, if you and I play UFC and one of my hands hurts to the point of damn near paralysis, and I play with you and I get my ass beat all day, like, I'm not gonna say, man, Kevin ain't even that good of a player. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he only won because no, nigga, I wasn't at 100%. So it's like, should be expecting to get my ass whooped.
Yeah,
it doesn't make you less because I wasn't prepared. Like,
I'm gonna keep listening to the show because I'm still a Sway fan
for sure.
Like overall, but it was just
when
weird.
you're wrong, my nigga.
It was wrong, but it was right that Ike did give Danny his credit and say that Danny won that battle. He said that was a good Danny because you remember,
yeah, he was definitely
Ike talking shit about Danny. Ike always hating on Danny. And Sway, even like everybody in the room was like, man, Ike that Danny that night would have cooked you, nigga. And Ike Sway that shit too. So he was like, man, Ike, you don't stand up for Danny. And Ike can't say shit. Ike was just like,
yeah, to admit that shit.
Like he ain't want to admit none of that shit.
Yeah, he had to sit there. That's because that Danny was on fire, my nigga. Like that room was Danny's.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? That nigga was Danny Phantom. You feel me?
Niggas ain't want no problem with that, Danny.
For real.
But yeah, that was what we want to mention from a store order. And then I want to do one more news thing before we get into the flowers you want to do.
Cool.
So, gotta talk about the biggest thing in battle rap right now is Midnight Madness. Are you familiar with Midnight Madness?
Nah, but it sounds late.
All right, so for people who don't know, much like my co-host who doesn't do any research before the show comes on,
consistency is key. Consistency
is this new, like, it's not a league, right? It's more like a new setup for battle rap events, right?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently it's like
Cassidy versus Freeway.
No.
Okay.
It's like Surf is one of the like founders of it, and it's basically teams. It's battle rap teams, but they're taking the clicks and making it like official.
Okay, so it's definitely gonna be crowds, but not that much.
I'm assuming, yes. So they got like different teams have team captains. So you got like gun titles as a team. You got team lifelike. That's like, as you assume, Shotgun Suge's team. Like all the teams have different, like team ball game, holla. Like but all the teams have different names and everything. But they have women on the teams too, because she was wondering, and they have championship belts.
This is gonna be one of the times that actually makes sense, because I ain't gonna lie, niggas would say they whatever, like what is ball game? Because besides him and Holla, what else is that shit?
But yeah, it's like the battles are judged.
Who else is in Landslide, my nigga? I'm sorry. I used to get like, it wasn't until maybe gun titles and NWX that in Dot Mob that these crews started making sense. Because it would only be one nigga. Who else is in Landslide, my nigga? What is that like? We battle rappers, so it's not even an ENT. This is URL, my nigga. Like that shit used to make no sense to me. But yeah, continue.
So yeah, the like they say in all their announcements that they're not a league because it's just battles funded by sponsors, and that they will be judged. Okay. So I thought that was good. So yeah, they said that anybody with like, let's say anybody can be drafted pretty much, and you can be a free agent as well and still battle, but you can get picked up by teams as long like anybody in the world. Like they said, like you just have to have a certain amount of battles on YouTube. So it's like you got to be some huge nigga.
No, I'm about to start battling.
You could. Right now they saying I think you got to have at least 7 battles on YouTube, but they might lower that. I don't know. And like they said, they'll be judged, but only the winner gets paid. So like, nigga, this is winner take all type shit.
Oh, niggas gonna fight.
It's a winner take all. The battles, the rounds have caps, like 245, 3-minute max. Like they ain't got time for all that all day shit niggas be trying to do.
Okay, I'm digging it so far. I'm digging already.
Yeah, they said niggas could bet on each other's battles, like as a wager system. It's like that's cool too. They ain't got no problem. They say niggas even bet on their own battles to try to make more out of it.
New Jersey Twerkers gonna make niggas go
and
crazy.
The battles will be on YouTube, and they got 5 championship belts. They got a men's undisputed, a women's undisputed, a men's hardcore, a women's hardcore, and an underdog belt. Okay. So they already showed us the actual belts. I can show you the belts in a second. But they already got them made. They got an event coming up this month on the 28th.
Okay.
The first event is the end of this month. But yeah, they really been having the battle rap community talking a lot, especially in the Twitter spaces. So now, like I said before, Twitter spaces where all the battle rap news is going down.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly cannot keep up with it all because they be in them spaces from sun up to sundown.
It's a lot.
Talking nonstop, always some news breaking or some new beef starting.
Yeah.
So I really can't keep up with all of it, and I don't have the time to. But
I'll tell you what, the battle rap community is thick.
Yeah.
Nice and thick like gravy.
It's growing too. I'll be in there and I'll be seeing more and more people in spell. I remember I see these niggas called EFM, right?
Mm-hmm.
They used to hold spaces like last year, and I'd be in there sometimes. It'd be like 100 people, 200 people. But once battle rappers themselves are showing up to these niggas' actual like Twitter spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and like they would be hosting like Twitter spaces battles, like just a couple of them saying so like rapping with each other, but then the actual battle rappers sort of hopping in too.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's been like they got like a whole little mini Twitter spaces battle rap league at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They be getting like thousands of people in their Twitter spaces now. So like that, like once them niggas did it, then battle rappers themselves started doing it.
Yeah.
So now Twitter spaces is just popping.
Yeah.
Popping. So it's always some news breaking, and right now battles are always being announced. Like teams, these niggas treating these teams for real. Like these niggas is drafting and niggas getting traded, bro. Nigga, I seen Drugs dead ass got traded to gun titles the other day. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like shit, like these niggas are taking these teams very seriously. They said they're gonna get championship Letterman jackets and shit. Like,
oh, they really trying to turn this into the WWE.
These niggas, like they saying they want to bring back the competitive spirit. Like they want niggas to care about this shit again. Here's some of the championship belts, by the way.
Ooh, they looking official too. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, them niggas they taking it serious, surf shit.
Okay. Them shits look nice and heavy too.
So niggas is battling for titles out here. So
I like how the second belt I see is women's undisputed. I like that. Equal opportunities.
I read down the list. I said they got a men and women's undisputed, men and women's hardcore.
Yeah, but I like that the second one I'm seeing is a woman's. You know, they usually tend to get thrown to the back burner. You ain't never seen no woman have the world heavyweight title. Feel me?
I think China won that once.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm about to say if anybody was gonna win, it would be only her.
It would be just China.
She was the only one that probably.
Drugs did get traded. It was gun titles was traded. Elijah Straight and Money Team to Cheat Code for Drugs. So yeah, Drugs got moved from Team Cheat Code to gun titles.
Hey, Drugs be moving.
I see what you did there.
That's what I do.
So yeah, bro. It's
now what we need is just a battle rapper to say Young Berg's chain. He gonna go on a tour. You feel me? Transformer, my nigga.
So yeah, all the teams have pretty much come together. I mean, I think they just added another team. Was it a couple days ago? Or like earlier today? What was it? When was that date? They just added the commission 2 days ago. That team is led by DNA and B Dot. Yeah, they got DNA, Cortez, B Dot, Misfit. Bitch, why would you? I was in the middle of reading you, stupid ass video.
Them niggas just battle.
King Los, T Top, Don Marino, and Emerson Kennedy.
See, these niggas be friendly, my nigga, because
they've always been friendly.
Freaking DNA and King Los. I thought not that they had a real problem, but I thought they had an actual tension, and all of a sudden now they in a team together.
You niggas don't be caring that much. But yeah,
almost missed
all the teams is full of random niggas. I'll let you look up the teams when you're on time enough and just reading off all the teams. But yeah, that's what's got the battle rap culture moving right now. Everybody's talking about the Midnight Madness movement. Niggas are really excited about it. I'm looking forward to their first event later this month.
Word.
I'm gonna watch it. So wait, I don't know if it's gonna be live. That's wait.
It better not be,
because they said they're gonna put it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think they have the setup and everything to stream these events live, like Smack and King of Dot know what they're doing. Yeah. I think these just gonna be recorded and then dropped onto YouTube later.
I'd be cool with that because then I could watch on my own time instead of actually sticking to the madness at midnight. Niggas got jobs. Niggas be tired. I don't think
the battles are actually gonna be at midnight. That's just what
I don't even know why they named it Midnight Madness. Then if it ain't gonna be midnightish, they just said, that's weird.
Did Midnight Marauders drop at midnight?
Yeah, but you can listen to it at nighttime.
Okay, well you can watch these battles in daytime and nighttime.
First of all, Kev, you ain't gonna look at me in my eyes. And if I had a tape named Midnight something and could live stream it in 2022 and it had nothing to do with midnight, you wouldn't look at me in my eyes and be like, "Why'd you name it Midnight?"
I wouldn't. I would just expect it as long as it's not during the daytime. If it's at night, all right, cool. But if it's in the daytime, I would be like, all right, this makes no sense.
Would this still be called the Hold It Down podcast if we did it in space with no gravity?
What are you be talking about? What?
I definitely aim to make sense and not make sense at the same time. Like, that's definitely half and half. Like half people gonna be like, "That was some bullshit," and half people gonna be like, "Nah, he kind of got some sense."
Nah, he don't. He don't got He don't got that.
It makes sense. My niggas know I make sense. Even when I don't make sense, I make sense. You feel me?
Anyway, bro, that's all I had to say. That's gonna conclude hip hop shenanigans. Go ahead, so chat.
Side note, I'm gonna need Swave to stop hating on niggas, all right? Because you know what? If a white person goes for my nigga, but Dave Chappelle made a skit about it on his show, it would be the funniest thing ever. But because the white guy is the one saying it, all of a sudden now we got a problem. All of a sudden it ain't funny. Like, stop hating, my nigga. You lost the battle. You didn't even come prepared. So you was aiming to lose in the beginning because I don't know how bad you thought your opponent was gonna be for you to not come prepared. You know what I'm saying? And how often does Swave battle?
You don't battle that often. Swave battle, at least on URL. You battle on URL like twice a year.
So I'd like to think that since you don't battle often, you're either gonna come back like really energized and like ready to get back in the ring, or you're just not gonna be feeling it. And you just took it for the shits and giggles.
Yeah,
which just seems like that's what it was.
That's what it seemed like to me. Because I mean, I guess when URL only battles like twice a year, it seemed like. But I don't know if he battled in other places.
Yeah,
but he would talk about it more if he did.
Yeah,
so he might be doing some smaller battles like every couple months or so. I don't know.
And that's what makes it worse is probably the fact that he caught such an L. That's why he has to talk about it because he know he lost. But yeah, so we can get to our flower segment. So what we wanted to do, right? We've said earlier in this this podcast that we wanted to send some flowers to an artist that we know. But this one I'm gonna try to make it a two-part because these two artists, we're not really gonna have the most content on them. So like one of them you will know and one of them you won't. Now we're gonna start with Laws, special artist to me and Bloodbath right here. You know what I'm saying? An artist that came out of Spring Hill, Florida, of all places, where we're actually from. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was born in New York, but when I moved to Florida, I was in Spring Hill. You know what I'm saying? So hold on a second. Let me send this text.
All right. Well, while he's so determined to send a text in the middle of the show, in the middle of his sentence, I guess I'll continue on what he was trying to say.
Listen,
Laws.
I got a whole fiance, and what I ain't about to do is get off this shit and get in arguments because I wasn't available. My niggas know how it be sometimes.
Anyway, so Laws, like Quan said, rapper, actually from where we're from
the hood, the bricks. You know what I'm saying? The bottom. You know what I mean? I didn't have seasoning on my food till I was like 10 years old, my nigga.
Actually from where we're from.
I still shit government cheese, my nigga.
And what's crazy is he didn't really. You would think because he was a local artist, people might like know him like that. But I even feel like where we're in our hometown, people didn't know him. He was more known outside of our hometown.
It was strange because like in the beginning of the blog era, you know, shout out to Dope Boy, shout out to Nah Right in that era. He was coming up in the world, and he had signed to Justice League. Mm-hmm. Who was really popping at that time, you know what I'm saying? Rick Ross was popping, so, you know, it's when Rick Ross was not making just albums, but he was making like he was getting known for making really good albums, and it came from production, which Justice League was a major part of that. Mm-hmm. So with Laws, you know, being signed to them, like I did my research, like, oh shit, he's actually from Florida. He's from my area. Like he's from where I stay. And to make it even worse, right? Speaking of my fiance who had just called, they used to live in this apartment area. And I remember when I was reading I used to read the XXLs, and he had an article on there, and I remember just reading the magazine at their house, you know, my fiance's house before she was my fiance and whatnot, and I was just on that page, and she looks at the page and was like, "Is that Michael?" And I was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "You talking about your dad?" Because she has a dad named Michael. She said, "No, that's Michael. He's in a magazine." I'm like, "You know this nigga?" And she was like, "Yeah, he lives like a few doors down." I'm like, "You shitting me, my nigga? Like, y'all niggas live next to a fucking rapper that's popping?" Like, that shit blew my mind. And I remember there was a day that I left their house and I was going out the gate, and I swear that like, cause, and this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like he has a distinct look in his eye. He has a distinct look, right? I remember, I think the nigga looked to the side while I had looked and seen the car, and like, I feel like it was him because I saw that look in my, like the look in of his eye. I swear I saw that. I was like, yo, what the fuck? That shit was crazy. Like, it was still like in his early days, so he was like kind of like getting a name online, you know what I'm saying, fixing his tape that was, you know, I ain't gonna say take over, but it was like a quality tape under the Justice League imprint, you know what I'm saying? I remember even at the time I was doing my research and seeing some of the earlier shit he had, and I had emailed him. I think I messaged him. It was on I think it was MySpace. That's how early it was. Like, I was like, yo, this song is so dope. Where can I find it? And the nigga emailed me the actual song, like from his personal email. I was like, that shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Laws. At Laws Hip Hop, if you want to catch him on YouTube, his YouTube is still up. He hasn't uploaded something in a long time because he hasn't been active.
He just stopped making music one day. Basically, yeah. So Quan drugged this shit out. All right, so Laws was up and coming rapper. He even made it to like a BET internet cipher. Like for a nigga from the middle of Florida, that's a big deal. So, we were fans of his music. Our friends are fans of his music. And we were the only two people who never like sat down and met him. Probably all our other friends met him, but I mean that's neither here.
Well, I mean, I met him. You were the only one that didn't.
You met him too? Damn, I thought it was both of us. All right,
no, because
I never met him.
Okay, so like
everybody else met him. We gotta tell the story. So
no, we're gonna tell the story. We gotta tell the story anyway, right? So yeah, this was kind of. So just going quickly, he had released 2 tapes, you know what I'm saying? He released the 457 tape, which the concept was
isn't that after you feature a rapper?
Yeah, but those when nobody knew him. It just happened that Future Favorite Rapper was actually a good tape. But okay, we can go in that order. So Future Favorite Rapper was his second mixtape. That's when he, I think, just got under Justice League, and his style was kind of fire because he was kind of rapping on techno beats around the same time that Wale did that shit. But that was kind of like part of his style. You know what I'm saying? He was also like kind of battle rap-ish, so like, you know, that's when bars still mattered and shit like that. So your Future Favorite Rapper was just him showcasing his talents on dope beats, a little bit of Justice League production, and some techno beats. Fire tape, right? Tape after that, 457, which was supposed to be the concept of him transitioning from actually having a 9-to-5 into his rap life. So like, you know, 457 was supposed to be the time where he would get ready he would start packing up his shit at work to get ready to leave and shit. And then he even dropped the 501 tape, which 501 was 501 overtime, which is just basically him being like, you know, I'm just doing some extra work, you know, she just pay me overtime type shit, right? Good music, same concept, Justice League beats, some techno joints, trying shit out, but you know, dope flows, dope bars and shit. And then he even released a Paul McCartney tape after that.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that one.
It was cool. I appreciate it for what it was. It was like, I liked it like an EP, not like a whole tape, because I feel like it was a little weird, especially when we liked him for another thing, and then he was just like kind of going with another sound completely. Yeah, so it had its good points and it had its bad points, and it made it worse that he was trying to make it a real album. So like he had like Paul McCartney like interview like shit on there. So it was like, I was like, wait, I was almost confused. I was like, yo, is Paul McCartney really co-signing this or not?
It kind of felt like
it felt ambitious too, very ambitious of a tape.
So, which one was that? It was To Pimp a Butterfly, where Kendrick had the Tupac interview and everything.
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah,
it was really similar if you think about it. Yeah. When he had the interview snippets and stuff, like all throughout the album in random spots.
Yeah.
Oh, that's different. But yeah, so I guess you could say he was ahead of his time for doing something like that.
You could say that.
I didn't like it though, but whatever. I mean, he was. I'll give him credit. I just didn't like it.
It was definitely not my favorite, but it definitely had good points. It had good points and it had low points. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like Laws was just a fire MC. You know what I'm saying? But like once that was probably like his last relevant tape that he dropped. And you know after like he just went quiet for a little bit. What happened was
we're not like 2012.
Huh?
Wasn't that like 2012 or 2011?
Probably a little before, maybe like probably 2011. 2011, yeah. But like, so around that time, we had a friend. I don't know if we should say his name, but let's just say his first name, Sam. We had a friend named Sam, and him and his homies was kind of like playing with the idea of like recording and making music and doing shit. And it was just, you know, niggas in Spring Hill just clicking up, they rap. You know what I'm saying? One of our homies, Fucci, had a studio, you know what I'm saying, in the crib. So we would go over his crib and sometimes record, sometimes bullshit around. You know what I'm saying? To even get a better timeline, I remember at Fucci's crib was the first time I saw the first episode ever of The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. And I'm almost still mad at myself to this day because I remember, like, as a fan of zombies, I was like, this show is amazing. I got to keep up with it. Did not keep up with it. That's the only episode I've ever watched entirely. And I was very upset with myself because I was like...
I watched it for a long time.
Yeah.
I stopped like
I think you were there when we watched it.
No? I probably wasn't. I was there another time. I was there other times. I wasn't there the first time.
Because I remember it was like a really late night and I was like, this show is amazing.
I was there a couple other times.
Yeah, but like, so...
hurry your story up.
But... so yeah. I just pull up over there on a day before I go to work. I think I went to work like around like 5. I used to work at a school, did janitorial shit. So I have to go to work until 5. But I just pulled up over there just to chill. And Up in Laws is just there. And I'm just like, what? And when I tell you, like, okay, I have a podcast. So we have a podcast here. If you see me on any of the dead end content, you know I have no problem talking. When I tell you, as soon as I saw this man, I was quiet the entire day, just because like nobody else probably realizes it, but I looked at him as a celebrity. Like me, you and I were really like real fans of his. Yeah. So it was almost like, I won't call him an idol, but like it's whatever's under that, it was that. So I'm like, and I was still doing beats at this time. I was trying to send him beats actually, but at this point I'm just like, I don't want to say something stupid, so I'm just gonna be quiet. Like, and I remember there was 2 times where he was just sitting there talking to niggas, and you know, I think they were trying to find beats and shit. And he made eye contact with me twice. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you the nerves in my body that jumped, like I'm just like, word. And when this is one of the times where I really got upset with having a job, because my dumb ass still decided to go and clock in and go to work that day, and I was pissed. I was pissed the whole day because I'm like, nigga, I left my fucking rap idol to go deal with y'all white men cleaning up this fucking school. I was so pissed. But yeah, like, and I knew, like I told Kevin about it. He was like, what? Bro, oh shit, like, it's crazy, yo.
I think I was at school.
Probably. That's how early it was. It probably was, yeah. But like, I just remember I was like, I felt bad because I was like, you the only, like, because only me and you, like, Sam didn't even really know how fire or knew who he was dealing with. Just, yeah. The nigga was there. He did a feature for a rapper we knew called Lito. They did a video. It was a fire song and whatnot. It was a pretty good song, video and all that good shit. Good shit. I used to watch the video and all that. But yeah, like I just knew that like I got to experience that, and I knew you was gonna be tight because I was like, damn, like if Kevin was here, he would really like enjoy this moment, because we don't get that in Spring Hill. We don't. Niggas in Atlanta, niggas in New York, niggas in Cali, whatever, y'all might be used to meeting celebrities and shit. We don't meet nobody.
Yeah. Like, now that I'm out here, meeting celebrities really isn't that exciting. Like, seeing celebrities, like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, yeah, don't care. But when I'm still back home in the middle of nowhere, it's like, what the fuck you doing here?
Yeah.
It is more exciting than
Yeah, so it was just an amazing thing. I got love for that dude to this day. Like, and to this day, he just stopped recording.
Just stopped.
Stop. I think I even checked up on him it was probably on MySpace. I don't know what social media platform it was at the time. It might have been Facebook. I think he got into like a different religion or something, because just from the pictures I'm seeing, like he kind of grew his hair out and shit. Maybe he found a different path in life, and hopefully it brings him balance and peace, and I hope he's happy. But you know, that's a tale of like a rapper that was from our area that like got a real buzz, like a real chance, a real shot, and for whatever reason, it either didn't go his way. Maybe he got sick of the industry, because that's also a thing too. Like, he was a lyrical rapper. He wasn't like one of them like SoundCloud niggas. Like, he actually was one of the niggas that care about the craft, used to battle rap locally, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he up and quit, or yeah, I'm gonna say quit, because it's been a decade plus since he released anything. But yeah, Laws Hip Hop. If you ever see this, you know what I'm saying, we 2 fans of yours from Spring Hill. You know what I mean? We still talk about some of your shit from to this day. Like, I ain't gonna lie, we bump you every day, but like,
nah, I'd be lying.
Every once in a while, you know what I'm saying, we might be like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still just reminisce on, you know, how fire you were, you know what I'm saying, having the Hold You Down remix.
Yeah, no,
which is ironic.
Yeah, I know.
Ironic.
And it was also he was coming up in that era of rap where it was all about the blogs and internet.
Yeah.
So he was even getting features from people like Big Crit.
Emilio Rojas.
Emilio Rojas was a big deal during the blog era because like he was all over Two Dope Boys and DJ Boo and all that. I thought that nigga was gonna be next up the way he was everywhere. His name was everywhere.
Yes, they love that nigga.
Niggas like Emilio Rojas and who was the other nigga who's an XV.
Yes, huge. 40 Days and 40 Nights.
You thought them niggas was finna blow up.
Yes, niggas loved Casey Veggies, my nigga. Peas and Carrots, them niggas was all through that shit. You know what I'm saying? And even like it defines the era. Like even his tape got like I said, it got dang, I just had the name in my head. It had J-Rock on it. You know what I'm saying? His homie Mason Kane, who's also from Tampa. You know, shit like that. He had a song with Joe Budden, Target Practice. You can check that out. I was a big Joe Budden fan at the time too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just fire artists, good bars. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for whatever reason, the situation went the way that it went. But we got left with some good music. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I wasn't mad about it.
So yeah, if you wanted to listen to Laws, what would you recommend first to somebody who had never listened to them before?
If you want to listen to Laws, I would say listen to 457. I feel like that's his best tape. That's where it was most completed. It was the transition, so he probably had more time to work on shit, because that do be a factor when like, you know, niggas be doing this is their passion, but they still have a 9 to 5. The energy goes to the job. You know what I mean? He even had a freaking like 4-part series where he was like rapping on other beats and making videos to like kind of show his last day of work or whatever.
Yeah, that was the whole theme of the video.
Yeah, that was kind of fire. I like them. I still look at them shits from time to time too.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 457 or the 501 Overtime Project, if you can still find it, because it had like I think six bonus tracks on there. So that was a fire tape. And then if you like that tape, then you can go back and go to your future favorite rapper, because it's kind of like that but just less polished. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But then if you feel like, okay, I really like this Laws dude, I dig his style, then you can probably check out his the project that came after 457, which was the Paul McCartney joint, but I forget the name of it.
I could look it up for you.
But yeah, I remember that one was like it was cool. You know, he did a joint with Saha the Prince called Honor. It was a cool joint. I just hated the beat, because the beat sounded like popish, at least the drums.
So yeah, I hate pop drums. The Paul McCartney one was called Yesterday's Future.
Yesterday's Future, yes. I think I just appreciated it as a tape, because I could tell there was a lot of like work put into this, even if the music may not have connected the most with me. But I think I also wanted to see him rap more, because I feel like he wanted to be. I think this might have been, I don't know if this was the era where Eminem was kind of getting into his Love the Way You Lie type shit, but I feel like, and for some reason he kept getting comparisons to Eminem. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see it, but I remember he used to say that. Like, he used to say, like, niggas would, like, he literally said, haters getting lazy comparing me to Eminem. Not quite. I'm just as sick as Ever Since. You ain't hip hop, you a ballad from Evanescence. That was, whoa. My nigga was fire, man. Like, I ain't gonna hold you.
And then he did the Spitting in the Whip video.
Yes. Yo, I'm half Megatron, half Genghis Khan, live from Lebanon. I was like, yo, this nigga. That shit was fire as fuck, bro. That shit was fire. My nigga can rap, my nigga. My nigga can rap.
He can rap.
He can definitely rap. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Laws Hip Hop, wherever you are. We just hope that you are at peace in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you never make another song, that's cool. I'm the type of nigga that, like, you know, I can appreciate your music, but if you go mainstream and you're actually living better, I'll be cool with what you gave us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of them niggas that still hopes that the Weeknd go back and make another trilogy. Like, nigga, if that nigga was on drugs and damn near fighting depression and getting out of homelessness at that point, nigga, I'm glad you making M's. I'd rather have you making M's. You know what I mean? And you know what? The music you're making right now ain't that bad either. Like, this, to me, the shit still hits. Yeah. So fuck it.
Yeah, I'm always glad to see an artist evolve and their life to be thriving. So
yeah,
I'm always gonna support whatever changes they decided to make. I'll just listen to the old stuff if I can like it more. It is what it is.
Like Jay-Z said, niggas want my old shit, buy my old albums. You know what I mean? I like Jay-Z now, married with wild hair, a father, you know what I'm saying, and worried about making $1 billion instead of being like, you know what, let me go back and sell some more cocaine. Feel me? But yeah. And then we're gonna transition this to another artist who let's just say let's see what are we gonna say? We're gonna speak on his vast catalog, or his his vast accent that does not sound like where he's from.
So,
or the Just Blaze album that is just gone, that everybody heard except for us, the audience.
The only problem, right? Like, so, like, it's not even a problem. The reason that we are doing 2 separate artists this week for Flowers is because both of their discographies are so small.
Yeah.
That to do a segment for themselves will only take like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
And only because I'm here, I drag shit out. So that's why it's being longer than that.
So the other person Quan wanted to talk about this week was Jay Electronica, who.
Or Jay Electronica.
Yeah. So.
Jay Electronica, your monitor.
Jay Electronica.
I never was able to really like get that whole shit out, but like niggas know Exhibit C, like that. Yeah, niggas know Jay Electronica.
He was one of my favorite rappers for a long time, a very long time,
and
he
I know that hurts to say.
It really does, because it was a period I was like, nah, bro, ain't nobody seeing this nigga. It's just Jay Elect. Bro, I'm always gonna be a fan of Jay Elect.
He was, but then elite
a couple years ago, bro. I'd say it was like 2019 when I really started. I had to sit down and be honest with myself, y'all.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, y'all. I'm a very blunt and direct person. Tell the truth and very honest. I'm even honest with myself. Yes. I don't even lie to myself about shit. If I say I'm gonna do something, like, hey, you know you're gonna do it. That's a lie. Stop capping.
Yeah,
I had to sit down with myself.
Yeah, I'll even co-sign that. Only maybe 1 time out of 10 times he'll actually tell a lie or be on some bullshit.
Yeah, like I'm the opposite of delusional. I'm kind of too honest with myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Quan will tell you, he'll be like Quan will tell me something like, Quan, that don't make no sense. And Quan will trying to lie to himself, like, you know, it kind of makes. Nah, you right. I'm gonna stop lying to myself. You know it's not gonna happen. But with Jay Elect, I was being delusional.
I mean, could we have a Hold It Down podcast if we did it with no gravity? Like, I'm just live with that. But yeah, Jay Electronica.
I was being delusional. I just knew that Jay Elect was forever. He was going to drop something any day now.
Yeah,
his album was going to come out and go take over the streets,
bro.
I just had to wake up one day and be like, he's not gonna do what I want him to do.
Bro, when it got to a point that Andre 3000 was dropping more verses than him a year, it was crazy, my nigga. But let's go to the beginning. Let's go in the timeline, right? So Jay Electronica, you know what I'm saying? We just, you know, it's the blog era, right? Still blog era. It's like, I think 07 at this time, right? We're just getting put on to this guy who's supposed to be an incredible rapper, credible lyricist. He's co-signed. He's just randomly out of nowhere co-signed by some of the illest people in the game. Like co-signed by Just Blaze.
Yep. Erykah Badu,
who he has a child with, and I'm like, nigga, Erykah Badu? Like, you mean one of the beauty queens that is like untouchable? Like, and respectfully, I feel like even she knows this, but like pussy is mystical, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, she sold incense that smelled like her pussy, so obviously she thinks it's mystical too.
Erykah Badu is one of them people that's so beautiful. Like, if I ever meet her, I wouldn't even want to like have anything sexual. I just want to talk to her. I just want to be in her space, because that's not a vessel that you like dumb down to want to have sex with. Like, you just want to. She's one of the people that's literally a walking vibe. People try to be like that. Nah, Erykah Badu is an actual like vibe. You know what I'm saying? A vibe unto herself. But yeah, like, I'm like, oh, and this chick, like, this nigga actually has a baby with her, and we don't know who this nigga is. Like, oh, this nigga different. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was Muslim from New Orleans, but he had a New York accent somehow.
Does not sound like he's from New Orleans at all.
At all. You would not guess that this nigga's from New Orleans unless you asked him. Yeah, and this nigga like was like, when it came to that the pen. That nigga's amazing, my nigga. And he rapped on different kind of beats too. Like he you know, he got his regular shit rapping on regular beats, but then he also would rap on movie scores, my nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? His claim to fame was something called Act 1, which was him rapping over Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Yeah, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind movie freaking scores. And it still hit. Like bro. Even me, I wish we would put the music in the background, because I ain't gonna lie. Talking about it, I hear the ding 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 ding, like I hear it. But yeah, like niggas like us, when we was this, how we can listen to freaking Frank Ocean's was it Blonde album and be like, man, this album would be great if it had some drums. Ain't no fucking drums on Act 1, and we ain't upset. I ain't never been mad about it.
Nah, so his first tape apparently came out in 2000. It was called The Awakening, right? Mm-hmm. I've never listened to that one. My introduction to him was 2007 with Act 1, like you said.
Yeah. I never heard about that neither. Really, I only heard about like when they would make compilation tapes.
That's all you. All right, so now you mentioned the word. We better get into this.
Yeah, because he ain't got no official releases.
Nah.
It took 10 years before we actually had official releases.
Exactly. So, the electronic.
Frustrating, my nigga.
The nigga, he established himself out of nowhere as one of the best niggas in the game, pretty much overnight.
With old material too, mostly.
Yeah, it was the oddest thing. So. Niggas found out collectively once this shit hit the internet that there's this nigga who's rapping like this that we've never heard of. So then we all started trying to find his music together.
Yeah.
And all that he really had out there was like one official mixtape, Act 1.
Which is 5 tracks, mind you.
Just 5.
5 tracks.
Just 5. And then people started scrounging other parts of the internet, scraping everywhere, and they found anything else they could find from him, and they started making unofficial mixtapes.
Yeah.
And he had... You know how Gucci Mane had mad mixtapes, but most of them was actual mixtapes from him?
Yeah.
The Electronica had just as many with it was unofficial as fuck. All kinds of random DJs dropping their tags over, random niggas rewinding and starting shit over. Nigga only got like 20 songs at this point. Like so 25 songs max at this point.
A lot of them was the same tracks. And really, you can get the whole discography if you just, there was 2 that was like not official, but like official enough that niggas co-signed it. Yeah. It was Who the Fuck is Jay Electronica?
Yeah.
And then a joint Victory.
And Attack of the Clones too.
Yes, Attack of the Clones too,
but
yeah.
I had Victory as well. Victory had most of it. So
and it was really just because the artwork was good. So it was like, all right, fuck it, it's official.
Pretty much everybody had Victory.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But it was just like, I was like, okay, this nigga's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And then what made it better is, like I said, the co-sign from Just Blaze. Mm-hmm. So he was in the studio with Just Blaze. It was damn near like Just Blaze's artist at one point. I don't know if it was an official thing, but we just know we relate the producer he's going to work to Just Blaze, right? Yes. So then, like, when some new shit starts coming out, it's still amazing. It's consistent. I'm like, oh, shit. So that's where we get, Exhibit A?
We get Exhibit A.
Yes. Exhibit A was amazing.
Had the streets like, yo, what the... Like, all right, so the rap nerds knew him before... Like, the rap nerds knew him, and then when Exhibit A came out, had a little bit, like, a lot more attention. Like, all right, this dude's crazy. What the fuck is this?
The bars is fire.
Started doing features. We got on Just Begun with
Talib Kweli, J. Cole, and Mos Def.
Yeah, there you go.
I love that shit.
You got on there, and I was like, damn, that was one of the craziest tracks of that year.
Yes.
So we was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop looking up. So then
you can almost count like all his features. I remember, there's that, and then there was one feature he did with Currency.
Yep.
Which was also a joint that had Mos Def on it. I think it was one of his Pilot Talk series. Mm-hmm. That one had a Jay Electronica feature, and then
he did his other song with this random British band called The Bullets. Called Close Your Eyes, and had Lucy Liu on it too.
Yeah, I remember that was weird as shit.
That was weird.
His verse was
good on that song.
Yeah, his verse is always gonna be good for the most part. But yeah, that shit was crazy. And then you can even count and then you can count what was the joint he did with Big Sean and Kendrick. Mm-hmm. When I tell you, there's probably some Control, yeah, and there's probably a handful.
But Control was after he had got signed.
Yes.
So then randomly he gets signed by Rock.
Yeah.
So he's signed by Jay.
Oh,
that was the 3 J's. So the 3 J's was Jay Elect, J. Cole, and Jay-Z.
Yes.
It was like, oh, this is the holy trinity of rap.
Yes.
Rap can never gonna be the same. Imagine the music these niggas is gonna make together. And I bought into it like a dummy.
Yes.
Like a big dumbass.
Yes.
Like a stupido. I bought into that shit. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Jay Elect finally finna get his respect out here. So then Exhibit, like, go ahead.
I'm about to say, because I'm not even mad at the hype. Because you know what? You start feeling that way. And then what made it worse is the first part where it actually started becoming true. Exhibit C.
Bro.
Never has a hip hop and the realest of real hip hop song had the streets on fire like Exhibit C, my nigga. Niggas don't even listen to like lyrical hip hop will like that shit.
You know what did it?
Produced by Just Blaze.
That Boondocks trailer. That's what did it.
That made
being in a Boondocks trailer. Boondocks were the hottest shows at the time. Boondocks was gearing up for its 3rd season. And they dropped that trailer with that Jay Electronica in the background. And all niggas could say after that video was, who made that song?
My nigga.
I did that because I was like, wait, I was like, that's my nigga. Oh, it's a rap.
And that song was so fucking fire. And it was like a long ass song. No hook.
Yeah.
5 minutes of straight bars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Casually fucking the track up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it did numbers. It did numbers. It got legs. Like, it was all over the blogs. Like, everybody tried to rap on that beat.
Everybody tried to rap on Exhibit C.
Exhibit C, like that.
A and C now.
Yeah.
He became the underground king, basically, again,
one track.
All over again with one song. And it was like, damn,
one track. And it was amazing. The hype for the album was crazy. I'm like, oh shit.
Because then remember him and Jay-Z made that song, The Announcement.
Yes.
And that song was just okay. Honestly, that song was with its best. But then
the hype around it was more because that was when Jay-Z was really like kind of getting into his retirement.
Yeah. And then he did that song with Jay-Z that what was that one called? Shiny Suit Theory?
Yes.
They dropped Shiny Suit Theory because like that was his first Jay-Z feature.
Yeah. So
that was more hype for him. So he had 2 more mainstream songs out and about, just networking for him. I was like, okay, getting somewhere.
Mind you, at this point, like we're rushing through things, but we're probably still talking about like a 3-year span of all this stuff because he does not release tracks often. Like between when you get past actually like the compilation tapes, actual releases, he averaged like maybe 3 songs a year. Yeah. Average.
And that was a good year.
And that was high.
That was a good year.
That was high productivity from that man. 3 songs a year was high productivity, my nigga. When I tell you,
J-Elect fans.
And we would just see him all over the world, you know what I'm saying, doing all kinds of shit. Bro, it came to the point that like there was a video somebody made. I think he was in Dubai or somewhere in Africa, and he was rapping over Devil in a New Dress, but it sounded like he was rapping over a phone. But it's like, fuck it, nigga. It's new J Electronica bars, my nigga. We need all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
niggas was fiending for new J Elect bars. I'll be honest, I was one of them niggas. I was out here scratching the neck, itching for some new J Elect, bro.
I was out
bad.
Here. You know what I'm saying? Nigga even got a Diddy cosign.
Yeah.
When does, and no disrespect to Diddy, because Diddy cosigns talented people, but when does Diddy cosign lyrical shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen Diddy co-sign French Montana respectfully. I don't think anybody's gonna think French Montana is lyrical. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really see he co-signed Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly ain't really lyrical. You know what I'm saying? He just had some steam behind him. Like you never really seen Diddy co-sign lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the closest thing to that may be Rick Ross. Because niggas like Rick Ross's pen, but
would you say Biggie? Well, that's different.
I'm talking about in the 2000s.
Got you. Okay. See, yeah, I feel you on that completely.
Yeah, in the 2000s plus. But like, so for him to get a cosign from Diddy, it was like, oh, shit is on. You know what I'm saying? And even J Electronics said that shit. Even in Exhibit C, you see, Nas hit me up on the phone, said, what you waiting on? Who he said?
Tip hit me up with a twit, said, what you waiting on? Not like
Diddy sent a text every hour in the hour saying, when are you going to drop that verse, nigga? You taking long.
Yeah.
This is on Exhibit C, the joint that propelled him. And on the song, he's telling you that the people that co-sign him and know him that are real name niggas are telling him, yo, release some music, my nigga. Yeah. The streets is waiting, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to get you a real indication of how often this nigga does not drop music.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And then like, yo, Exhibit C.
Didn't he also say like, nigga, Diddy said, fuck the underground, it's time to win a Grammy or something like that?
I think he might have. Because you know what makes it worse? Like once Exhibit C, like it ran its rounds for maybe 2 years. Yeah. 2 years that shit made its rounds. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, a song will carry you for 2 years.
A song will carry for 2 weeks.
A song is like 2 years is a long time now for waiting for a new artist to drop their debut album. I don't think niggas really get it, bro.
Yeah.
His debut album. So
yeah.
Now we back to where he was.
Yeah.
He's on. He does 2 songs with Jay-Z after he gets signed.
The Announcement and Shiny Suit Theory.
So then he's like, all right, album on the way.
Co-signed by the greatest.
I'll lose my shit. It's gonna be one of the greatest albums to ever be made.
Yes.
So now, a couple months later, like flash forward, let's say like half a year, everybody in the industry who did an interview around that time, if you asked them, what do you think about J Electronica's album? All of them say, I've heard it.
The album is amazing.
And it's amazing. All the industry insiders have heard this shit.
Yes.
And said it's amazing.
And we're just like, why isn't J Electronica releasing the shit?
Every year it kept getting pushed back and pushed back. So eventually niggas just stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, it just stopped. It was like for years, like 5-6 years of niggas just forgot that he was signed.
Yeah.
J. Cole still dropping shit. Even Jay-Z is dropping new shit.
Yes.
But the J-Elect album that's apparently been done for like 5-6 years at this point has not come out. So that's when I was like, you know what? I think I gotta let this go, because he was becoming a myth. He was becoming a what if.
And it would even be crazy because like when this nigga would like might drop a verse, like even in the beginning years of like Exhibit C like dwindling down, even the joints he would drop would be fire. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a joint, the Ghost of Christopher Wallace. Mm-hmm. That joint was crazy. He had Diddy ad-libs all through the shit. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Fire joints. You know what I'm saying? But then like even the releases started getting crazy because then like it would still be him rapping fire, but it would be him on weird shit, like the Bullets. Like it would be him on weird songs. So it's like that shit really ain't gonna translate that well because your core fans like you rapping on weird shit, but nothing hits better than when you have like actual drums on your damn songs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and when I tell you like I can only recall 2 times he's done a song with somebody and they beat him on the track, and that's literally Kendrick Lamar on Control, which that one grew legs on its own, and J. Cole on Just Begun.
He wasn't really trying on that one either.
Yeah, it was just a thrown verse on there because you almost forget that he had the third verse. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But freaking and then Just Begun, which J. Cole had
the best verse. Yeah,
you know what? We haven't even talked about J. Cole. We should do J. Cole next time. Sure. Next episode.
I would say arguably, like if I was going in order of Just Begun, I'd put J. Cole, then I'd put Talib probably second. Talib had a really good verse. Okay. And then I put J-Elect third, and obviously we all know.
I'll put J-Elect second. Smile on my face, tears of a sad clown. Huffing on a cig while I whistle a cab down.
If I tip extra, can have a cig, blow my smoke under Astro. Blow my smoke under water, dropping ashes
on the bridge. I'm in New York now, like Akeem and Simi was trying to keep the lobby door open from a semi buzz. I just want to go to the slums and throw my money on the floor and the notorious bomb, huh? Like he just casually, man, yeah. I fuck with Jay Electronica, bro.
So, yeah. So he finally in 2020, after
10 years, like almost 10 years,
basically
almost
a decade of sitting on an album that never got put out, said, "I'm gonna just make something new," and decides to drop some shit with his label head. So. All right, here's the problem. All right, I don't know how to just talk about this. All right, so I really don't, because the shit it really gets me. So, okay, so A Written Testimony is his debut album.
Yes,
comes out in 2020, and it was advertised like, all right, we finally gonna get a J-Elect album. I didn't know if it was gonna be the old one that everybody in hip hop said that they loved that we never heard, or if it was gonna be something new.
We just knew it was a album.
And when it came out, I realized pretty immediately that this was something new.
Yeah, it was something new.
And this was like,
it was something new but old. Because when I tell you, nigga, one of the tracks on there is fucking Shining Suit Theory, which came out at least 7-8 years prior.
He was sprinkling Shining Suit Theory on everything. Like Shining Suit Theory came out like 3 or 4 times. So then, so A Written Testimony. And me, as a J-Elect fan, I said immediately, this is not the original album we were supposed to hear, because it was covered with Jay-Z features. So that's not new. It was like, this ain't his album. This is something.
Niggas called it a Jay-Z mixtape.
Basically.
Because that's how it really felt. It really felt like a Jay-Z mixtape. Because for one thing, we're in the era where Jay-Z doesn't release music like that. Like the last one was 444, and it was a masterpiece, and he did what he wanted to do, but like
we're in his joint album with his wife.
Yeah, but we're long past like expecting Jay-Z releases. We're just gonna get that shit when we get that shit, and then we just find out, oh, this nigga's decided to be on 10 tracks, but Jay-Z's at least on 8 of them.
Yes,
like it was like he just miraculously decided to be on 8 of. Okay,
and he don't be doing. That's what made it weird. Like it would be different if it was called a joint tape, like a Future and Drake have a joint tape. Time to Be Alive. Cool. Niggas do joint tapes all the time. It's not that weird.
It would be crazy. It would be better if it was like Watch the Throne 2.
Yes.
Because that one, like both MCs were in there and trying to make a quality tape. They had a mission. Yes. This one just felt like we just had random recordings. It just felt like It felt like niggas was snowed in the studio for a week and was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just record some shit.
That's how it felt too.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the
on
song,
both sides.
Not like the songs were bad. There was some really good songs on there.
There's definitely some highlights.
But you could tell it was more of a concept type piece. Like there wasn't really trying to make a full cohesive album type thing. It was more of a, we like these songs, we made these songs, we kind of like them, we think y'all will like them too type shit.
Yeah.
And I like a good bit of songs, but that's not what this is about. This is about the fact that this is your debut album.
Yeah. Yes.
After, like you said, a decade.
After we waited for a decade.
Of being on this label.
Yes.
And this is what the fuck you bring us, nigga?
You know what the problem was? You severed us. You know what I'm saying? You gave us a little casual shit and then got upset that the world wasn't sucking your dick afterwards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, look, dog, you gotta understand. Keep it 100 with you. You were signed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
In that 10 years, your fans had a lot of time to get over you, nigga.
Yeah.
Your fans probably got kids out here now.
Yeah, my nigga.
Your fans that have multiple children since they last heard your name. You want niggas to still sit here and have a deep reverence for you? Be like, hold up, bro. That's Jay Elect. Nigga, fuck that shit. There's new niggas out here who been dropping shit left and right. I'm a big Jay Elect fan.
When I tell you,
cannot act like this shit was not some tomfoolery.
Bro, I was at least like 4 years removed.
Yeah.
At the minimum, 4 years removed. Literally at the point where I'm like, I can't keep doing this to myself.
I can't, bro.
I literally had to have that talk to myself about Jay Electronica. I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself. But when I tell you, I have a complete discography tape. Like, literally went and researched, Googled, and found somebody that has every single solitary Jay Electronica song to the point that some joints repeat. I have freaking what's that shit that he did? The was it Dear Moleskine? Moleskine. I got one. They got 3 different versions of the song, bro. It's got one with just him, the regular one. Then it's got one that has the Kendrick Lamar verse that he put on there, doing a separate, you know what I'm saying, shit. Like, I got different versions of tape. I got, like, bro, I have Holiday. I have Exhibit B, which isn't even an official track.
It's not.
It's literally like just Blaze sampling himself. It's literally just him taking Transformations, aka Exhibit A, and just taking that part and just adding some drums to it. No bass, no nothing, and him and Mos Def just rapping on that part, just for no reason. Just as like they just had a casual 16 to put on the shit. Like, deep love for this man and his bars and his style, and I'm like, I can't. I have to remove myself, bro. You doing joints with Lucy Liu now? Like, I can't keep hyping myself up, bro.
You doing joints with Lucy Liu?
Like, I can't keep hyping myself up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and respectfully, like, you know, whatever place you are in life, I hope you were in a better place in life. You know what I'm saying? Because we know you was traveling everywhere. You know what
I think that nigga live, like, last I heard, that nigga live in England now, and he married to some rich white lady.
I forgot her name, but yeah, she's like one of the like most wealthiest. She's from like one of the most wealthiest families ever. So like, niggas was damn near like, yo, if he
really winning low key. That's why he don't care about the rap as much. But as a Jay Elect fan, like, the legacy he left behind, he had the potential to go down as one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, fam.
He definitely, in conversations of what if, like, you know, like Marvel has what if.
Yeah,
there's to be a hip hop what if series.
And when I tell you, bro, like,
and he would be one of the best episodes.
And I remember, bro. I remember, like,
that's what we might change this shit to. For niggas like Laws and Jay, like, we didn't do flowers. We doing what if.
This is definitely a what if type thing too. Yeah. But like, bro, I even remember like
that's when calling this episode.
Yeah.
Write that shit down.
Because I remember, bro. Even when Kendrick Lamar was scorching with the To Pimp a Butterfly tape. Randomly, we have a sighting. Like, even sightings of this nigga is rare.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because he be chilling doing his own thing. I remember even when freaking Erykah Badu had her one interview at Breakfast Club, they had made a point. They had to ask her like, "Yo, oh no," because Jay Electronica was there. And he was like, "I'm not here to be here for me. I'm just here to protect my my." I don't know what she was to him at the time, but like, because I don't think, the mother of my kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And niggas was like, "But nigga, you're Jay Electronica. Like, where's the album? Like, come on." And Erykah Badu had to be like, hey, if he's still the greatest if he don't make an album. It's one of the times I disagree with you, Erykah. I disagree with you entirely. That nigga need to put out an album.
Oh, right? Yeah, because
I need a tape.
Look. He entering.
Yo, Common might be the only nigga that's had dealings with Erykah Badu and still kept rapping afterwards. Yeah. Andre 3000
stopped.
Jay Electronica stopped. Freaking DOC stopped, even though DOC had different circumstances. He got in a car accident and messed up his voice. But nigga, Erykah Badu,
bro, he entering Lauryn Hill territory.
Oh, for sure.
He entering Lauryn Hill territory.
Actually, you know what? Lauryn Hill dropped a verse on the Nas album, so she might surpass that nigga.
Look, dog.
She hot out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Look, dog. Lauryn Hill dropped that debut album and been coasting ever since.
For sure.
This nigga, he can't even coast on his debut album. He can only coast on his
She dropped Unplugged, so technically she doubling that nigga outwork. She
right.
outworking that nigga right now.
She has double his output right now.
Yeah, double his output, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, but shit, like it would almost be, you know what that equivalent to? What Jay Electronica did? Imagine if Lauryn Hill never dropped Miseducation and her first album was Unplugged. We'd be like, who the fuck is this chick? What the hell?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
She needed Miseducation to carry.
She needed.
Unplugged was good. It's pretty decent by itself.
Yeah.
So like I'm saying, it's unfinished. It's just an acoustic session. Cool.
We might have been okay with a written testimony if it came after the Just Blaze album. You know what I'm saying? It still would have hurt, but it would have been like, you know what? Hey, we got the masterpiece, so it's cool. You know what I mean? But when that's all we got, that's your only official release, really.
And then he later on he dropped. I think this is only on Tidal. The Act 2, the official Act 2. It's like
I heard about it. I didn't even listen to it because I didn't want to be disappointed.
I really didn't. It came out later on.
I didn't want to be disappointed.
But it was only on Tidal, and I don't have Tidal, so maybe y'all could try to convince me that I need to go listen to it. Maybe it's going to make me feel better.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if that tape was fire.
We entering 2 years since it came out, and he's released nothing else since. So I don't think I need to go back and rekindle that flame just to get let down again. So I think I've officially moved on with my life. I'm at peace with having to.
I know I had to.
I had to get over this nigga, bro. It was like a breakup. It's like I had to be like, look, I can't go back to being a fan of this nigga who's not gonna make new music,
bro. Because when I tell you, bro,
y'all, and I hope that the fans, I hope y'all had to do the same thing we did. I hope y'all are over Jay Electronica respectfully. Yeah, I will always respect his music and respect his bars.
He's still one of the greatest, but
I just can't allow myself to get excited about this nigga no more.
Yeah, because that shit used to hurt, bro. Because when I tell you, bro, like I've even listened to it, as a big fan of Just Blaze, I'm a producer, so Just Blaze is one of my favorite producers ever. You know what I'm saying? And for me to know that one of the greatest MCs is about to be with one of the greatest producers, and they're about to make. I've listened to Saigon, my nigga. Even Saigon's first, I didn't listen to The Greatest Story Never Told 2 and 3, but the first one, after label limbo and all the other shit, they for the most part got it out mad years later after the hype. But the album was still a quality album, and yes, it's partially because Saigon is a good rapper, but it's also carried by great, beautiful ass production, production that is beyond his success. You know what I'm saying? It's like. It was a great ass album because of the production. So it's like, okay, we're gonna get that because Jay Electronica, in my opinion, no disrespect to Saigon, I still fuck with Saigon, but Jay Electronica is one of the greatest lyricists I've ever heard. So I'm like, yo, this is gonna be an album that defines our time. This is gonna be one of the great. This would be shit. Dead End, my nigga, Dead End would have loved this shit.
No.
The Dead End fans, this is how I know, because I'm realizing who I'm talking to now. Anybody that's here from Dead End hip hop, if you're a Dead End fan hip hop, a Dead End hip hop fan, you know what we talking about. Oh, yeah. This is right up y'all's alley.
Yeah, they know what I'm saying. They went at no laws, but as soon as we said we talking about Jay Elect, they said, all right, now I know that guy.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. Respectfully, like I said, we're a podcast that we're fans of you. You know what I'm saying? We hope you're doing well in life. We hope that you're happy and, balanced. Mental health is very important, even if you never record another song again. But yeah, the story of Jay Electronica is it was a what if, man. It's we really wanted you to be the greatest.
Look, I've always said this before. All right, I have no desire to be a real celebrity. I don't need fan adoration. I don't want to be out here signing autographs all day, people fainting and shit. Yeah. All I want is to be big enough to be able to hear the unreleased Jay Electronica album and know for myself if it's actually good or not. That's all I desire. That's it. I just want the money. I don't need the fame. I need the money and to be able to hear albums that the average person can't, because I need to hear that. And I want to fuck around and just hear Detox, because they've been talking about Detox probably just as long. Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This album, because they still say the album's out there, but this album could be released as an NFT at this point and make money. I know it still would.
Wu-Tang did that, didn't they? Drop that album and then that one rich white dude bought it. It was like only one person could buy it.
Yeah, he could do that shit too. Yeah, that was kind of the first NFT. But yeah, like he could do that shit too. That would almost make sense. I think that's my problem with Jay Electronica, because like it's his consistency don't make sense. Because it's like, why do you release your shit and then just to be crowned as one of the greatest and have the greatest potential, just to manually not go to the studio and not record and not release? You know what I'm saying? Or record and not release.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the holdup is with that album. Maybe it's I don't know if it's bogged down by label issues or something. I don't know.
He said that one of the reasons he didn't release last year is because he was afraid of fan criticism, which throws me off because he was universally loved. So it's like, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, you really haven't.
It would have been love, but it's also he built too much hype. If he would have put it out in a reasonable amount of time, it would have had a reasonable amount of criticism. But now he built up a ridiculous amount of hype because he waited so long that it's never going to live up to everybody's expectations. Now, honestly,
I'm confident that if he released the Just Blaze album in a timely manner, it would have been universally loved and appreciated, because it's Just Blaze. Like, I feel like Just Blaze is just casually so good. These are two people that are just casually so good that it's gonna be amazing. This is one of the problems what we had of the Written Testimony album, is there's no Just Blaze beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't recall a time where Just Blaze has been on the track and Jay Electronica raps and it's missed. I like every single time I've heard them together. You know what I'm saying? Holiday, Exhibit A through C, some of the other shits, because there's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of them.
Again, but like, before Exhibit C, he only had like 25 songs. So.
And that's and like I said, some of them shits it's an accumulation of years of tapes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Jay Electronica, one of the greatest to do it, and it's if we're coming down, if you're seeing this, you know what I'm saying, and we're rough on you, it's because it hurt. It hurt to be a fan of yours after a while, because we really had to accept that we weren't going to get the satisfaction of an album that we were looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was I hate to say it was musical blue balls, my nigga. Like we were waiting for an album and we never got it. It's literally the greatest story never told, my nigga. Like, shout out to Saigon. But like, I just knew it was gonna be so great. I just knew it was gonna it was a perfect play.
I had no doubt in my mind this is gonna be one of the greatest albums I've ever heard. I just knew. And I still know deep down, but I'm never gonna hear it, so I can't sit there and feed into those stupid ass desires. So, all right,
I'm gonna tell you what, bro. If I make it in this business and I get next to Just Blaze, that's gonna be one of my goals, and I'm making sure I'm gonna hit you up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your Instagram is the same. I know you're gonna change your number as soon as you move out of here. You know what I'm saying? But keep your Instagram the same, so I could be like, yo, I got it. And just for shits and giggles, I'll invite Laws too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I gotta get big enough that I could get next to Just Blaze and be like, yo, what's up, man? Yo, you inspired me, Get a rapport with him and then be like, yo, I'm gonna ask one favor. Just let me know yes or no. Or if I have to pay for something, I will. I don't even care if you gotta be there. We can put the phones away. I don't care if I gotta be there in my t-shirt and drawers to show I ain't got no recording devices, no wires on me. I just want to hear the Jay Electronica album, and I got one partner that wants to hear it too. Can we make this happen?
That's how they did the Endgame script. So the actors, it was all in all the Marvel movies for like Infinity War and Endgame. They never got the full script. So when they would just get their scripts for like their lines for the scenes they was gonna do like a little bit before, but nobody ever got the full script. If you wanted to read the full script, you had to like schedule a time to go into a specific room with just you and no devices. You could sit down and read the full script, and then you couldn't talk about it afterwards. Like, Marvel was super secretive about certain shit like that, to the point where even when they would be like shooting scenes and like especially like CGI big fighting scenes, they wouldn't even tell them who else would be in scenes with them. So like,
I mean, I don't even blame them, because you gotta
keep that shit under wraps.
Endgame was not a cultural event, not a Marvel event. It was a world event.
Yeah, so you know like when you make some super secretive shit, you gotta keep it under wraps. So I wouldn't be surprised if they like, if you want certain albums, niggas is the same way. Like, you want to listen to it, like, all right, you gotta go to this specific room with a guard outside to make sure nobody else enters or is recording and that. And it's like, all right.
I mean, shit. Even the Hulk was in interviews telling niggas that everybody dies. Wait until this next one. Everybody dies. That shit is still fucking funny to me because you need to freaking what's that nigga name? The nigga that was that was like, yo, come on, man, come on.
Who's he play?
He plays the War Machine.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah, but I'd be knowing his name. Don Cheadle was like, yo, that nigga really did it. He casually did that shit. Everybody was like, the first rule of Marvel, you don't talk about Marvel.
You don't.
And yet him.
That's why Tom Holland always get in trouble, because Tom Holland was always slipping and saying shit he wasn't supposed to say. So now they stopped telling Tom Holland. He'll never know what's going on.
Yeah,
he's the worst person to ask because they legit don't tell him nothing. Everybody else usually does know a little bit. That nigga, he'll never know what's going on.
You gotta love him though. I like Tom Holland. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I like Tom Holland, but I still remember that shit. I never seen it in real time, but I've seen it through memes and shit. And it's the funniest thing to me. I was like, yo, how much trouble could he have gotten into? That might have been why. That could have been why, like, all of a sudden, like, all right, so we're going to play Hulk. All of a sudden, he's going to be scared. He's going to, I've never seen Hulk have issues with Transformer, but now it's like, nah, this nigga want to tell everybody shit. All right, nigga. We was going to make you be the epic nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you still remember when that every moment he was like, I'm always angry. And then he punched that freaking ship. That shit was the most epic moment ever in life in a movie. But then nigga want to spill the beans, but like, all right, nigga, you gonna be in the Iron Man suit. The fucking Hulk is in an Iron Man suit for Endgame, my nigga.
For a whole movie. No, that was just for Infinity War, but for Endgame, he was back to normal by then.
Oh yeah, he was in between transformations. Yeah. Which is kind of dope too. Like, I don't follow the comics, so I don't know. Like, I always know him just being a rager, but like that actually is clutch if he could be like have his regular personality, but then still be in Hulk form. Yeah,
that was the comics are called the Smart Hulk. There's been different forms of Hulk. Do different things. Like Hulk can transform sometimes with like different levels of anger, or like different emotions can lead to a different type of Hulk. Yeah. It's odd. It's not like an all the time thing, but it's happened before.
But yeah, fire. But yeah. Jay Electronica, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you don't set yourself on fire. Let the wisdom of Elijah purify you. Take a nigga higher. Sold your soul to the highest body. Now you on the wire talking about 2-foot tires. Saying you sell crack. Clapping that Castle Max, but you a liar. Pants on fire. Same old rugged cross. Different crucified Messiah, my nigga.
Yeah.
I remember, bro. I used to remember his shits from front to back.
I listen to this shit all day long, bro. Like all day.
From front to back, long. My nigga. Voodoo Man, my nigga. If you want to know where that was from Jay Electronica, Voodoo Man. To the point that like niggas would make videos to his joints and I would watch it like it was official.
Oh yeah.
Like, bro, Jay Electronica, one of the greatest. Great times. You know what I'm saying? It just hurt as a fan that we never were gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the times where it was actually the artist's fault, not the labels. Because labels are fucked up. Because
the label was putting out the other J's. Like I said, J. Cole was thriving.
Yes.
J. Cole was dropping platinum albums and no features.
Yeah, bro.
He was doing it big.
Yeah. This is why I think
that's why nobody say that the label was holding them niggas back. Because if they were letting J. Cole make with the shit, make sure he wanted to make. So J. Cole, like I said, put out some shit that had features. All right, whatever. Then it was like, nah, let me try to just do me.
Yeah.
And it was working. So you can't say, nah, man, the label wanted me to do this and that. Nah, bro.
Because I wish I could blame this on the labels, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? To this day, why I never got I Can't Feel My Face with Joel Santana and Lil Wayne. That's because of the labels. You know what I'm saying? While we'll never get a Kendrick Lamar and was Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole album.
Yeah,
it's probably label involved.
Yeah, that's why we never got the T-Pain and Lil Wayne project.
Labels, you know what I'm saying? Or why we never got Schoolboy Q and A$AP Rocky. Yeah. Pretty sure there's probably labels involved too, because niggas could just do a quick EP. Niggas got enough joints for EP. You know what I'm saying? But the label's gonna be like, no, we gotta get a hit, and then we gotta this. Like,
that was the reason. Schoolboy and A$AP was the reason that we didn't see Schoolboy in person. Because I remember that Schoolboy, at the same time that we went to go see Kendrick and the rest of TDE, Schoolboy was on tour with A$AP
Rock. Yeah,
I was just like, he should, because I remember they was in a different part of Florida, I think, at the same time. Yeah. They just wasn't by us.
Yeah.
I was like, you think Schoolboy gonna swing by? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we was
with his
waiting.
boys, you know what I'm saying? That's TDE, that's Black Kid. He got to swing by. He did not do that at all.
Because literally, I think he would have completed, because it was Absol was there, J Rock was there, and Kendrick was the headliner.
Yeah. The only person we was missing was Schoolboy.
Basically. But yeah, that shit was crazy.
So yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's segment of What If. It's not gonna be an all the time thing.
What If / Flowers.
Yeah, this has already been a long episode, so let's try to get into the actual battle review for this week.
This one we're gonna be reviewing a classic joint, so we probably just gonna run through this shit because I mean y'all probably watched it 1,000 times. This is gonna be one of the few times that our audience that doesn't watch battle rap might at least know this one. I'll tell you that much.
This one is mad old, mad old.
For sure. So, but yeah, the one we decided to cover was Murder Mook versus Serious Jones. You know, different time. You know, what I'm saying Smack DVD era still.
I think Smack was still the one holding the camera.
Yep. Still Smack. Yeah, in a whole barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Back when battles still had actual tension, like it could still go down up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas battled each other and actually didn't like each other or didn't know each other, so it's fuck you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
these was just more of I don't really know this nigga like that. It wasn't no I don't like this nigga. It was just man, this nigga from like it was more of a I'm gonna rep my hood, I'm the best type shit.
Yeah, but you know up north energy, so niggas be like automatically like, oh, that's my opponent. All right, hey, suck my dick, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas just form a hate for you out of nowhere.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? That's why
the North does breed hatred.
Yeah, for no reason. We don't need no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's why we be like, fuck your life. Bing bong. You feel me? But yeah, like, you know, Serious Jones was fresh off his win against Jin in the Fight Club where, you know, that was his claim to fame at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Really,
Jim was a big deal at the time.
Definitely was. You know what I'm saying? There's a freestyle champion from 106 in Park. Got a record deal off of that with Rough Riders, released the album. The album didn't do that well, but you know, he's still a battle rapper that released the whole album, so you still get certain respect. And you made it to that point because you could spit. So there's still respect with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Went back to, you know, the fight clubs, was killing niggas in battles too back then. But, you know, went against Serious Jones, who was a nobody at the time, and just climbed up the ranks on a tournament. And the tournament ended with Jin and Serious Jones, and Serious Jones flamed the shit out of Jin. And I don't think we've ever seen that before. We've seen niggas like lose, but niggas will have a fighting chance. Like Jin was just like, Serious Jones just had all the fucking jokes, and this is an ignorant time, so like nigga can make all the Asian, you know, you cooking dogs and shit jokes, and them shits flew. Like, especially, I remember him being signed to Rough Riders. It was like, yo, they dropped him from Rough Riders because he tried to cook one of DMX's dogs. Like, he would just make jokes like that, and the shit was just going, and Jin could not get any kind of momentum. Like, nigga even tried to call him racist and the shit. Niggas don't care, nigga. That nigga funny. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he barbecued a champion.
Yeah,
that's something that didn't happen back then. So it was like,
yeah, he murdered him, and then didn't he get signed after that?
He got I think that was the that might have been the. No, it wasn't part of the competition, but yeah, he happened to have got signed to Disturbing the Peace. But I think it was even after that. It was like kind of after the Murder Mook and Serious battle, but he was definitely like in label meetings. Like he was on the radar, so you know that's why he can talk some label shit in this battle. But he wasn't like signed yet. I remember, because I even tried to check out some of his music when and I respect it. Like he, you know, nothing really stood out to me with when he was signed and shit, but he did what he could with it. Like, you know, made a DVD telling his life story and shit. You know, he did what he could with it, and I respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Murder Mook, you know, was on fire at the time in the battle world. You know what I'm saying? He had battled Lux. He had battled Unkasa. No, he ain't battled Unkasa. He ain't battled Party Artie. He had battled Jay Mills.
The biggest name in New York at the time?
He was definitely the biggest name in battle rap.
Oh, and all the battle rap, not just New York, just all the battle rap, you say?
Yeah, because who else was there?
Because don't niggas say that Reed was just as big a deal just in Philly?
Just in Philly. Because how many battles does Reed Dollaz really even have? I feel like Reed Dollaz is more respected for actually like spitting at the camera. Like actually like, because I think the game was really punchline heavy.
Yeah.
That's why Cassidy really could feel like he can talk his shit, because Cassidy was really like one of the niggas that coined the punchline style along with Lloyd Banks. But he was known as like a spitter. He was still ground level. So a lot of niggas' styles went to that. A la Reed Dollaz. At one time, there's a nigga named Cicero that was really big in Philly. Like punchlines really became the thing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like yeah, Reed Dollaz was like big, but I didn't really recall. Reed Dollaz had battles, but I knew him more for like just being a spitter. You know what I'm saying? So, but like niggas would know Reed Dollars' name, but like can you point Reed Dollars battle?
No, I wasn't watching Reed Dollars. I wasn't watching Mook like that either. It's like I told you, I saw everything. I watched Grind Time. Now I learned all the Grind Time names, but I never went back to watch a whole bunch of. I've seen like a handful of older Mook battles. I wasn't like, oh damn, this nigga Mook's the god. Like I don't have that reverence for Mook like you do.
I'm low-key glad that we're at the viewership and level that we are at now, because if we had a bigger name, at least a tenth of the audience would be like, yo, nah, let me see this nigga, son. I need my fade with this nigga, dog.
I'm not gonna.
That's gotta be blasphemous to not even care about Murder Mook, but then have a battle rap podcast. I mean, at this point, there's enough history in there that you can do that. But at one point,
like 15, 16 years ago, like the average battle rap fan nowadays, your average battle rap fan will not care about Murder Mook, because a lot of these niggas in the game only care about niggas like Surf and Twerk. Like Surf and Twerk are a lot of niggas' favorite battle rappers. See, like Mook, why these old niggas out here?
Because these
niggas don't care.
Because these niggas been consistent. But like, at one time Murder Mook was
the
like
biggest name in the game. I understand all that.
Definitely biggest. Like he was battle rap. That's why that's the sucky thing about
he was the Jay-Z of battle rap for a long time. I get it.
That's the
now
sucky
the
thing.
Problem is it don't matter no more.
That's the sucky thing about these like New York niggas that had it one time, and then like their name starts dwindling down. They still think that they popping like they was back then when they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's because they just be listening to they hood. They hood keep telling them, yo, you the shit. You the shit. Only in that little small circle, my nigga, because you ain't the shit nowhere else no more. Yeah. Respectfully. Yeah. He's like, as far as battle rap, he's a big deal. I get all that. But in the modern day and age, your name don't hold the same way they used to.
He's basically Michael Jordan, but niggas gonna be like, hey, Michael Jordan or LeBron. I'm like, well, nigga, LeBron's doing different shit, my nigga. Like,
yeah, it's different.
It's a different era. He's an all around athlete, my nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, like Murder Mook was scorching at this time, hence the cockiness in the battle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's what, like, even a nigga like me that's like, you know, from New York but been to different places, and I understand how New Yorkers can be in different areas, and sometimes it'd be cringe because we are the shit, but at the same time, it's just like, all right, but you also in somebody else's backyard, my nigga. Like, humble yourself, my nigga. Like, it's just you. You ain't gonna be a crip in a jail in a prison cell or in a prison block with 100 bloods and still be popping your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be humble, my nigga, or you gonna die. Okay.
The difference was he was in his hood. Serious Jones was the outsider.
Yeah, and Serious Jones was comfortable.
Serious Jones, he would talk to his shit, but he didn't do the most. They was in New York. So Mook had all his niggas with him. Yeah. And that's why we're gonna talk. His crowd control was fucking ridiculous.
Fucking ridiculous. He just had more niggas.
It wasn't fair, honestly.
He had more niggas.
Fair.
Serious Jones even said it, like, nigga, you brought your whole block with you, but nigga, it's just me and 3 of mine.
Yeah, and then you brought the whole block with somebody said, so?
That's what niggas used to do though. Like, that was from a different era. Like, even if you see the Murder Mook and Jay Mills battle, like, like there's a whole. It was such a gathering. Oh no, it was him and Party Artie. It was such a gathering of people that the last round or two had to be moved to somewhere else because it was too much people. And you know, most of the niggas there is probably with the artist because there's still a time where like shit could jump off, and if shit jump off, like
I understand why you brought your niggas with you in case shit go left. But
because I can't have 3 of my niggas and you got 10, we're not winning.
It's the same. It's the same thing where back, like, this don't happen as much no more. But when niggas actually agree to fight, like, yo, I don't fuck with you, bro. We gonna fight. Yeah. I bet I'm gonna meet you here. Bet when niggas agree to meet up and fight. Yeah. If you rolled up to a fight solo, you crazy. Yeah. That shit don't happen. It just don't, bro. If a nigga rolled into a fight by himself, either this nigga is here to shoot me or he prepared to beat all of us up. It's only those 2 options. Yeah. You always bring at least 1 or 2 niggas just in case his niggas get out of that line. That's why you never show up to a fight by yourself. Yeah. So, yeah.
And most niggas getting packed. Most getting...
If you show up by yourself, be prepared to get jumped. Yeah. If them niggas don't jump you, them are some real honorable niggas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because niggas don't run 1-on-1s no more
at all. They don't. Saying? You know, ain't no 1-on-1s. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's really how it be these days, bro. Yeah. Or at the very least, you may, like, if you're really really young, you may run the fit. You may, like, the nigga you about to fight may have his crowd, but you may have like your big brother with you. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, we all 11, 12, but your brother's 16, 17. Even though it's 10 of us, like none of us want 18. None of us want 18-year-old hands put on us. So we gonna stay over here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you run into a fight solo. Even if the niggas don't jump you immediately, the second you start winning,
if you start winning, then they go jump you. So it's like it's a lose. Dog. You just never show up to a fight by yourself.
Yeah.
Unless y'all agree to fight in like a location where it's like, all right, ain't no niggas here to jump in.
Yeah.
Only like you just have you need to be an unbiased nigga there to break it up. That's the only way fair fights happen. But niggas don't fight fair no way.
Yeah,
niggas retired from straight up shooting fair ones. Niggas don't do that shit no more. It's either I'm gonna shoot you or we gonna jump you.
And even when the shit even, niggas be dying to jump in, bro. Like, bro, I remember freaking with Mackenzie one time. There was we was at Ray's house and they had a carnival like right down the street. Now, nobody told me that a fight was about to go down. So I'm just sitting there walking with niggas to the carnival. I'm thinking we about to go to the carnival. I'm like, I'm broke. I ain't about to spend no money. We're just going to be walking. Maybe we'll see some chicks or something.
Exactly. Why you don't want to be the only nigga who didn't go. Yeah. It's weird.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm at a foreign nigga's house. So I'm not going to just stay behind, right? Yeah. So like, I'm like, all right, let's walk, right? We barely get to the entrance of the shit. And they see some niggas that Mackenzie got a problem with. So they decided to shoot the one-on-one fade. Now, I'm like, all right. I don't know none of these niggas, and some of the niggas I'm even here with, I don't know. So I'm like, I hope shit don't jump off because I don't even know who to swing at.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just know not Mackenzie and not that. This is why I really stop hanging out with niggas that I don't know because like if niggas get into shit, I don't know niggas enough to not like a nigga. If it's shit, I just see a body. I'm not trying to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Ain't too much thinking. So I'm like, I might hit my own niggas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be really embarrassing. Man, this bitch ass nigga swung on me, my nigga. How you going to hit me, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, them niggas are shooting the fade, and every time it would move towards a nigga, like you see a nigga look like you about to jump in, but you know, we had Quan with us. Quan was a big ass nigga. He'd be like, nigga would be like, I dare you.
Yeah.
I dare you. I'll jump on you so fast. Yeah. That would be almost it. It wasn't even because of Kenzie, it was because of Quan. Like niggas didn't want Quan's big ass, thick ass hands on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, shit. I don't even know how we got. Oh yeah, because Murder Mook.
So Murder Mook, Serious Jones, that was in Murder Mook's backyard. That was in New York.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And overall, Serious Jones from Jersey. For those that don't know.
Yes. So
it is a difference. I know y'all don't know, but it is a difference
from what they say. So
it's a difference.
The battle, I appreciate the battle not being incredibly long because this is before niggas devoted their whole days to battle rap events. These was just some. Hey, we're gonna battle at this time at this day. Bring your rounds. Cool.
And it was actually shorter because back then they used to do five. They used to do like they had time limits, and they used to do 5 rounds before then too. Even with like party arty and shit, like they would cut the shit to 3, but the full thing was really 5 rounds, like before then. So that's why even Murder Mook said he was like, niggas know I ain't used to this 3-round shit. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, y'all see me spit 3 rhymes. And it's
that was like 15.
Yeah, y'all see me 3 times. And that's 15 rhymes. And then 15 rhymes, I fit 15 bombs because it was 5 rounds each time. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was a good showing. You know what I'm saying? One thing I did like about this was it showed that these two were kind of like fire because of the freestyle ability. Mm-hmm. Just because it wasn't that the bars are predictable. I think that we've watched so much battle rap that it sounds predictable now. But back then it wasn't. Yeah. But these niggas would just be on it, like to the point like, yo, Serious Jones tried to call him Mr. Meaner Mook, but he was like the only thing you ever clapped was a backboard. And when I tell you, Murder Mook said it's so clear with him, you thought it would have been like rehearsed.
That happened a couple times where niggas were just like, I know
on both sides.
Yeah, on both sides where niggas will call each other's rhymes like as a nigga saying it because you can see the punchline coming. Yeah. These niggas did it a lot. Yeah. It was the point where I'm like, how do you know this nigga's bars so well? Like, did this nigga drop a freestyle video before the battle and he recycling something? Because it was that much where I'm like, did these niggas tell somebody what they was gonna say or some shit? They just knew what this nigga was about to say.
Yeah.
The backboard, I saw a couple of them come, but the Mr. Man and Mook part, I was like, I didn't see that one coming. But this nigga spotted it a mile away.
I didn't see that neither. Like,
that's what made me think. I was like, was there a freestyle video drop before this where he was recycling some shit from? Like, how this nigga know all your bars already?
These niggas
What's going on?
These niggas was crazy, bro. Because some of them you could see him coming, like when he was like, because he kind of brought it, like when Serious Jones was like talking about like, we gonna bring it down to the court. He said,
that's scheme.
Then maybe he could have thought about the backboard, because you know niggas in the hood love doing that dunking and then clapping the backboard and shit. But Misdemeanor Mook, I didn't see that coming.
I was so confused, because even Sirius was like, "See, you know my shit too." Because Sirius, Mook kept making Sirius have to freestyle and talk about how much Mook knew his shit and just work around it basically.
And sometimes the shit would help Sirius because it would be because it was 2 times he mentioned that while Murder Mook was really popping in the streets, he ain't really had no music out. He ain't he ain't signed no deal yet. When it's what are you doing this shit for if you ain't signing no deal? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you've been on Smack 6 times already, and you still ain't got a deal on the table yet. You hear Murder Mook talking shit. He's like, didn't you already say that shit? He's like, I said that shit, but it's the truth. Come on, Mook. You spend all this shit in the street, but what about the booth? That shit had the crowd
Mook handed him that one because Mook kept talking.
Yeah. That shows since the beginning Mook been talking about niggas raps.
Been talking through niggas raps, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But
him, I would say this, Rex wasn't talking as much. Rex was just a hype man. Rex wasn't doing too much this time. I give him that. But Mook was dead ass trying to talk to this nigga rounds too.
He was
was talking. Yeah, honestly.
And I remember that tall nigga that used to be on Murder Mook's side. That was the last time I saw that nigga. I don't know if they cool anymore, but I used to remember he used to be one that would talk shit for Murder Mook all the time too. I'm like, yo, that nigga gonna be the first nigga to get punched if this shit go down. Because that nigga was kind of annoying sometimes. Because he was even when Sirius Jones at one time, we're kind of running through this, but when Sirius Jones at one time was getting tight, that Murder Mook was running over time.
And Sirius started talking over him.
Yeah, he was
I was like, that's petty.
Yeah, when he was doing the Fs.
That could easily lead to a fight.
Yeah, because he was he was fucking up the whole scheme that he was trying to end his second round with and shit. And then literally he grabbed the camera, 3 minutes up, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I know the tall nigga was talking shit. He was like, nigga, how you it was always the tall nigga that was talking shit. That's why the nigga was like, nigga, that was a whole half an hour. And she was like, shut up. He was like, see this one? That bitch ass nigga, tall nigga cheerleading. I remember that nigga.
So yeah, I'll run through the rounds real quick. So the first round, Sirius Jones told a story about Mook being scared to battle him. They both did the same thing. They both did that.
Yeah.
That's what they both did that. So then after that, and Sirius Jones, he basically called Mook a Papa Doc type nigga, or Papa Doc ass nigga, you know what I'm saying, you went to a private school, you went to college, you know what I'm saying, you don't even out here like that.
And to Murder Mook's credit, he never hit it.
No.
He never hid that, because I remember in the Come At DVD, he talked about it. He was literally having an interview while on the playground shooting shots and making it. He's like, I got this because I'm in school, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So he never ran from it.
No.
But niggas did have good questions. It's like, how are you a school nigga, but you talk about bricks, all these guns you clap? I guess in this day, it makes more there are some niggas that play both sides, but it's like, nigga, you gotta choose one. What? Why are you in the streets if you in school?
Yeah, it was.
And why are you in school if you in the streets?
It was this was an era of rap where nobody believability wasn't. It was more of. It was we believe everybody who says it at this point, and I feel like that really started to fall apart more and more over time.
Yeah,
where niggas we don't just believe nobody no more. We know that we're past the era of gangster rap, where it's really the gangsters rapping. So we're not that era no more. So we know the niggas be lying. Yeah. So we don't take it for real unless we see evidence or we actually hear other niggas vouch for them.
This is before we knew niggas like 2 Chainz that could definitely be trap rappers and really be from the streets, but then also have a psychology degree.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or Plies. I think Plies has a degree too, right?
He do.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was before that time. And it was a era of more ignorance too. So if you in the streets but then you in school, you're gonna be like, nigga, fuck is you doing in school?
Yeah.
It's like, nigga, you a bookworm, nigga? You trying to have a future, my nigga? Fuck nigga. Hold this gun, my nigga.
So yeah, then Mook rapped. Mook told a story as well about the battle, and then he just spit some pretty decent bars, but because he's him and he was in New York, the crowd was eating that shit up. It was a different energy because people was with him. Jones came out in the second, had some decent punches, but the crowd didn't care because they were very biased. He did the basketball scheme where he talked about. Mook came out, said some okay stuff. The crowd ate that shit up. tried to do his F scheme of alliterations, and Sirius Jones talked over it because time was up.
Yeah.
Into the third round. Jones had an okay round in the third. It started off real slow, but then it got better as it went on because of the freestyle. Look at the crowd started giving them respect.
Yeah.
After finally with the third round, and it was an okay round. Then Mook came out in the third. He had I said it was a decent round, pretty good round. Then he ended it with the dot chants
Yeah.
And that
it was so much it was so much like crowd surfing going on. I don't even know what he said. Like, cause the crowd was like so hyped, like you couldn't even hear it. You just hear Dot. Cause I think most of the Dot, like not all the niggas behind him was Dot Mom. Cause there's one nigga that was like to his left, a nigga named not Nims, but it was a nigga that's part of another Harlem clique that raps. So I know he ain't Dot Mob, but all the other niggas behind him was Dot Mob. So when he was like, all I started seeing is dots, everybody was just you saw mad arms. You saw mad arms
pointing that serious and yelling Dot. They were chanting Dot. Yeah. And then the camera just had to fade to black because it was nothing else to talk about at that point.
I didn't even know where the dots was aimed, but fuck it.
So yeah, because I remember it was a Pac-Man bar. It was like, you know, saying something about Pac-Man. All you see is dots to your head, dots to your body, dots to your leg. They just kept going, and I was just like, yeah. The whole room is chanting with him. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
I mean, that's when you really learn that, like, you know, sometimes having the room can lead. Because I ain't gonna lie, listening to the bars, I definitely realized, like, yo, Serious Jones had the better bars.
Serious Jones' bars were way more directed at Mook. Yeah. Mook had a lot of just good bars, just universal shit.
Yeah,
he just like I think we talked about before that it was an era of battle rap where as long as you talked about drugs and shooting niggas for a whole round, it don't got to be directed at nobody. Yeah, niggas still say you won. Serious Jones was talking to that nigga directly.
Yeah, I think this might be one of the
room
first.
Didn't give a fuck because it was so biased.
Yeah, it was one of them. This might be one of the first battles where like a nigga did homework. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because some like other niggas had you know, bars that were directed. Like even Party Artie was like, nigga, if you rapping, you from Harlem, why you ain't a diplomat? You know what I'm saying? Which is ironic though, because I think Party Artie from Harlem also, but you know, he was older, so I guess he was before the diplomats. So I guess it didn't apply to him. But I remember when I heard this shit, I was like, ain't y'all both from Harlem? That's a little weird, my nigga. Like, okay, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, a definitely different era. You know what I'm saying? You can see a young Mickey Fax in the crowd too. You know what I'm saying? So just for those that wonder where the hell Mickey Fax come from, he's been tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, his solo career, you wouldn't think that'd be the nigga tapped into battle rap because, you know, he used to dress different, but he always could rap. So he was always tapped in. And DJ Webstar. You know what I'm saying? I think that might have been after Chicken Noodle Soup at that time. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Young faces in the crowd and shit. But good shit. You know what I mean? Good battle. Yeah, classic.
I mean, again, for the time it was in, it was a good battle.
Yeah.
If this was today, this would be considered a trash battle.
Oh, for sure. A lot of the older battles today, like compared to today, like when everybody's in every fucking bar era, these battles would not last. No. Not at all. These niggas would be under average.
But that's why it's really good to see the evolution, because a nigga like Serious Jones, he was good then. He's still really good now. Like he might be the best he's ever been, like right now, the way he talks to niggas now. So
yeah. For sure. But yeah, let's get into the scores.
Crowd control.
Now, I gave crowd control for Mook. I gave him a 4 because I was very aware that a lot of his niggas were the ones doing the reactions. But I did feel like when he would say some shit and it was just regular, I feel like his niggas would react, but not the whole room. You know what I'm saying? Not the niggas that wasn't his niggas. I saw through that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I gave him a 4. Wasn't gonna give him a 5 for that. Jones, I gave him a 4 though because I feel like when he would hit something, it would work. Like he would have to. It was almost like a Vixen type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Murder Mook would just have so much energy and presence that Serious Jones would have to earn the crowd back every time. But he would always end with the round earning the crowd. Because even like in the first one, casually just telling a story, and then like midway through it, he started like getting more direct with the bars, and the shit would get fire, and then niggas would feel it. You know what I'm saying? The second might have been a little on the weaker side, but like I fucked with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like Serious Jones had the crowd also. Because I remember even when it came out, nobody was ever like, yo, such and such flame that nigga. It was like, yo, it was a good overall battle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. What'd you give him?
I gave
Mook a 5.
Yes. Because the dot chants alone. The whole room chanting dot with him.
Dot. Yeah.
That's a 5. that's a 5 in my book. But I see why you said 4. I get it.
Yeah,
I get that.
I saw through that shit.
And then Serious Jones, I almost gave him a 2, but I bumped it up to a 3 because, like you said, he really was fighting for every bit of crowd respect. because he had good shit, but them niggas, it was almost like niggas was afraid to cheer him on. Niggas was like, if I cheer him on, am I gonna get jumped after this?
And I ain't gonna lie, I respect that Serious Jones really kept it like calm. Like he didn't let I could say that he didn't let that shit rattle him.
Nah, he really
you know
didn't.
what I'm saying?
He didn't.
Because the only time he really interrupted was like when Murder Mook was going over time, and that was really it. Everything else, like he never really like responded, except for like maybe when Murder Mook called him 30, he was like, "I'm 24."
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
That shit was funny too.
Nigga said, "You 30."
24.
Like, I'm 24. That shit was funny as hell to me, bro. Yeah. Delivery, I gave Mook a 4 because there was high energy, but it wasn't enough for me to be convinced of a 5.
Okay.
But it was definitely high energy deliverance. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what carried him a little bit.
Okay.
And Jones might be a little bit of bias. I give him a 4 also. Kind of like Jones' style. I feel like it fits for what he does. Like when he needs to say something aggressive, he puts a little aggression in there. When he's saying something casual, he keeps it casual. You know what I'm saying? I like his style.
I gave Mook a 4, Jones a 3.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
Haymakers,
I gave Mook a 3.
Okay.
He had some good shit in there, but I ain't gonna act like I was impressed with everything Mook was saying. Not even gonna hold you, because once you get to the actual bars and past like the hype of everything, like I don't even like, bro. I'm gonna look this up too. When he said, "Yo, we gonna resort to the past," meet Costa Zoo. I don't even know what that is. I never knew what that was. I was like, and everybody's like, what did I miss? What is? I'm gonna look that up because I saw the lyrics today. And actually on Genius they actually have it highlighted, so maybe somebody can explain it to me. So I'm gonna see what that is today. But Jones, I gave him a 4. I feel like lyrically he was saying better shit. Like he overall the bars was better than Mook's. You know what I'm saying? What'd you give him?
I gave Mook a 2, and I gave Serious Jones a 2 also.
Not impressed, man.
I don't usually do half points, but if I gave out half points, I'd give Jones a 2.5. Okay. I'd say that if I gave out half points. I mean, some people can if they want to, but
okay.
I feel like Serious Jones' stuff was slightly better, but it wasn't leaps and bounds better enough for me to be like, oh yeah, that's a whole point and some change better. But it was better. I'd say it was more directed. So like, I guess I could give him a 3 at the least, but I give other niggas 3s who say better shit than this.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of have to keep some type of standard, you know.
I respect that. You also come from a different era, because even in grind time, like niggas had to have you have
grind time battles were judged.
Yeah.
So niggas tell you if this shit was bad.
Yeah, and if you just have a whole 16 or whatever, whole 60 seconds of bars, and you don't really say nothing, like you kind of look stupid. Whereas like in this era, you could do that and niggas will still give you respect. Like why niggas, like, no disrespect, but niggas like T-Rex could have an ill name in the streets, and I'm like, I've never heard one bar from him that I was impressed with. But you could almost get away with just if you have a whole bunch of decent bars, you can be revered as a spitter
for a long time.
Yeah.
And like, can't nobody out rap me. Well, nigga, ain't nobody else trying to rap for 15 minutes straight.
Niggas would really have like one maybe good line in their shit, and you could win a whole battle with that shit.
It's the same logic as people who think when they argue with somebody, as long as I'm louder than you, I won the argument.
That's how it be sometimes.
It's not. That's really how it works, but I've heard that logic before.
Like, bruh, I remember there's an actual battle with French Montana. French Montana battled at one point on camera, and I remember I watched that shit last night, and I remember like this is when it was like probably right when he had DVDs, and I remember his whole verse was like average. The funny thing that his demeanor, he was like, nigga, I'm a gunner like Carmelo, nigga, you soft like marshmallows. Like he's the way he delivered it made it sound funny, but literally the only part that was hot about it was when he was like, cause I'll fucking squeeze and pop lead and leave a hole in your chest size of Reggie Miller head, motherfucker. And the whole room like cracked up when he said that shit. So it made it look like he won the battle because the other nigga was just rapping shit, but it really didn't have no reaction till when he was like, he finished, and he was like, yeah, but you know, when you end your shit with a good punchline, niggas would be like, that nigga French murdered that nigga. Fuck you talking, you know what I'm saying? So
I guess
it was a different era.
Zone,
I gave Mook a 5. You couldn't tell that nigga nothing. That nigga,
I also gave him a 5.
That nigga believed he was Jay-Z and that motherfucker. Like you put Jay-Z in front of him and be like, I'll murder that nigga, son. Rockefeller is mine now. You don't own it no more. Where's Dame Dash?
You couldn't tell that nigga shit.
Couldn't tell him shit, my nigga. And for Jones, I give him a 4. He was confident.
Same for me. I give him a 4. Overall, Mook got a 16, which is a B, and Serious Jones got a 12, which is a C. And I want to, like, the scores say that Mook won, but my heart knows that Mook lost. But it was certain scores I just couldn't lie. Like, Mook had the higher crowd control, he had the higher zone, and there's certain shit I just couldn't lie on. That's why the score is better.
Yeah, and that really was one of them things that really, like, it was really one of the first battles probably too that, like, watching it versus like rewatching it has a difference.
Yeah,
because when you watch it first, you're gonna think that Murder Mook won because the crowd was loving it. He had the utmost confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But when you really look back and be like, yo, Serious Jones was really saying the better bars. It just was circumstances. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I gave them both 16s. You know what I'm saying? Even though in my heart I feel like Serious Jones won that battle.
I feel you.
For the most part. Bars wise.
Yeah. I completely get it. We agree on that.
Going to the bars. How you gonna talk about flipping cakes, nigga? You softer than a muffin. Even your niggas know you frontin'. Talking about coke. The last time this nigga shaved the onion, he was in the kitchen with his mother on Thanksgiving making stuffing. I like that bar. That bar was alright. Murder Mook. Everybody want to know, so here's how the story go. Smack called me. I was getting some head. They said you got a victim and it might involve you getting some bread. I said, word? I jumped up, I pushed the bitch off the bed.
The crowd was feeling all of this. I was losing their shit as the nigga telling his story. Nothing crazy has been said. He's just telling the story.
He was so animated when he did it. That's what sold it. You know what I'm saying? It's when Smack called me, I was getting some head. Everybody was like, oh shit, getting head? Yeah, nigga. What does everybody want? I said, word? I jumped up, I pushed the bitch off the bed. And said, whenever tell me who, he's dead. He said, you know Money that battled Jin up in the Fight Club? Then I thought of you and my face lit up like a light bulb. I only put that because that bar was like classic to some people. You know what I'm saying? To the point that even Vic Mensa said that shit in his double XL freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was a Smack called me, I was getting some head. You feel me? But yeah. And then the funny thing is the next bar after that was like mediocre as hell. I ain't one of these niggas that you battled that had chest colds and virus. Wait, yeah, I ain't one of these niggas you battled that had chest colds and viruses on full blown AIDS. Yep. Wasn't that great of a bar.
Niggas wouldn't even say nothing like that nowadays, but you know, times change.
Niggas done stepped up their shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just don't say shit to rhyme no more. So, you know, different era, different times, classic shit. You know. And I will say, even with doing the classics, we will realize how much these classics don't match up to battles today.
No,
because it was definitely a different time, different bar requirements, all that good shit.
And it's like, and these niggas was considering that shit to be grown man bars that niggas had to deal with.
Yep. These
was the grown man bars.
Yep. When I tell you, Murder Mook was on so much fire back then, bro. Like. Murder Mook, like, this is why, like, even though the confidence is annoying, is like, I remember that era and like, yeah.
No, the confidence was earned. I get all
it was earned.
It was earned.
Annoying, yes, but it's annoying today, yes, but like, I remember and understood why he was that cocky. You know what I'm saying? Which is even funnier that back then because a lot of niggas could argue that the battles that he had, he might not have won. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he beat Part of Artie. Mm-hmm. But that's only because he would rap like twice as long as Party Artie on every single round. Because Party Artie had some shit, but Murder Mook goes twice as long as you, nigga. He looks like he won. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we helping niggas still today. I've seen that shit happen all the time in modern battles too, where you'll be listening to a nigga rhyme, all right, that was a good round. Then his opponent go and you be like, damn, this is a really good round, but he's also been rapping twice as long as the other niggas, so we have more time to really find some good shit in his round.
Yeah, and then you had him going against Jay Mills, which Jay Mills, you could toss that up. You know what I'm saying? You can say Murder Mook or Jay Mills. Then he also was getting Loaded Lux, and a lot of niggas say Loaded Lux beat Murder Mook the first time. That's why the second time around, Murder Mook made it a point to murder that nigga because the talk was that Lord Deluxe won the first time. Murder Mook wasn't having that shit the second time, respectfully. You know what I mean? So even though he had the utmost confidence, you could say he didn't even have the best track record, but because shit wasn't judged, niggas can just...
And he was still in his hood.
Yeah.
Where he was going to probably mainly hear niggas saying how great he is.
Yeah.
It's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. See, I think that's also what made him feel more confident, because a lot of times when he battled other niggas, he would, like, all the other people he battled were from Harlem. So that mean, just like he can show up deep, them niggas can show up deep too, because they can bring all their niggas. All their niggas live right down the street. Jay Mills was a signed rapper at the time. So that means he had entourage. He had his crew most hated. He might have some street niggas just in case shit get real. So Murder Mook he still pop his shit, but he better be respectful or shit get real right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but then if they're all Harlem niggas, isn't there a chance that they probably all know each other somehow?
Yeah, but you know how shit goes. Like,
it's just like, oh, I'm gonna bring my niggas with me too, and half of your niggas, his niggas too. You just didn't even realize it. Like,
yeah. But hey, when shit go down,
because Harlem can't be that big.
It don't be, but like, hey,
like from what I understand, which again is very little, these parts of New York and other cities don't be that big to have all these people in them.
They don't be, but I mean that's how, you know, only people you gonna beef with is the niggas next to you, and when shit go down, you gotta choose a side.
Yeah, I get that. I get
you know
that.
I mean?
Anyway,
but yeah,
that's the battle. That's this week's battle. Artist of the week. You have artist of the week?
You go first.
My artist of the week is Childish Gambino. I've listened to a bunch of Childish lately. That's my dog. I ain't even been listening to Awaken Your Love. Nah, I've been listening to his
rapper Childish.
I've listened to the rapper Childish. You know what I'm saying?
He made the beat and murdered it. Casey Anthony?
Yeah, bro. I've been listening to D Money.
Okay.
I've been listening to that guy. So yeah, been bumping a bunch of. It's just called EP. I like how the one with the leaves on the front. I don't like how it doesn't have a name. But listen to that. Listen to Because the Internet. Yeah,
that was the one that came out right before camp, right?
Yes. And then I've been listening to Cul-de-sac. I just really like going back to Cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac had some definitely potential. Like this is great potential. Childish Gambino.
Oh yeah.
Because even with camp, like I loved camp for different reasons. Like camp was fire because like it was. When you listen to the whole thing, it felt like a whole concise project. It felt like a movie.
Yeah,
almost.
That was the point.
You know what I'm saying? It was very cinematic, even with, you know, him having Ludwig help him produce. It felt very cinematic, so I appreciate it. Even if, like, you know, I had to get used to his tone, which changed, thank God, because the tone was a little annoying.
That was all you to complain about before. Yeah,
the tone was annoying, because the bars would be there. The flow was basic. But it was also a Lil Wayne era, so a lot of people rap like that. So it was like somebody being nerdy with a cringy tone, doing that same basic flow that I hate. It was a little annoying, but the bars was there, and he definitely stepped his game up. You know, the very next tape.
Oh yeah, no, I would listen to Stone Mountain too, but that was another solid tape. But yeah, like you said, by then he had already dropped Royalty, which I feel like that was when he really found himself as a rapper.
For sure. And I'll tell you what, with the singing shit, he always.
Oh, his singing was always good.
His singing was always good.
Singing, if like. He didn't have to develop that over time. Now the rapping and the voice he had to develop, but the singing that was always there.
Yeah,
always there.
For sure. Now,
nigga, what was that? What song was that? But that's what Cul-de-sac.
So Fly.
Yeah.
So Fly.
Yeah, a banger like So Fly on his Cul-de-sac.
Yes.
That level of vocals, layered. Fuck out of here, bro. His singing was always good.
I got this money, baby.
Yeah, I got this money.
I wanna spend it on you. Yo, that nigga was always fire. Bro.
Always good.
Always fire. Now, my artist of the week, I'll be a little more cajumbled, but I'll tell you what. Since the last time I've got a chance to listen to the Baby Keem album and the whose album was it? I listened to the Baby Keem album and I've listened to the Roddy Ricch album. Decent projects. So I say I'll give Baby Keem his respect. It was a good tape. It was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It's artistic turn up. That's what it is. Basically, Baby Keem is artistic turn up, but the turn up do be good. You know what I'm saying? So I give Baby Keem that respect.
I didn't listen to Roddy Ricch's album yet. Still, I've listened to Baby Keem, but I also did that interview for that one, and I said that I didn't like it. Cause I mean, it was what I expected it to be. I just not in his sound like that.
Yeah.
I liked a couple songs. Because, yeah, bro, why does the intro start off hype and then end up weird? That really bothered me. Shout out to the deck. Oh, it's good. In the second half, I was like, what just happened? This is the same song? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it gets weird because you're really supposed to do the opposite. You should start out calm and then get hyped later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't start out turn up and then, you know what I mean? Or if you're going to, you should do like Family Ties, which he's done that on songs before. Like start out turn up and then just switch the turn up, but keep it turn up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And sometimes that goes well, sometimes it don't. Hence, you know, Designer Outlet. That's the first beat is amazing, and the second beat's not even that bad, but it just doesn't match the energy of the first one. So it kind of feels weird. Yeah. If that was a separate track, I probably wouldn't be mad.
Sure.
But coming right after that, nah. But that's also rare. Like Family, you almost got to come with something extra too. Like Family Ties, the first beat is dope, but it's the fact that the second beat got some good energy to it, but then also you got Kendrick on there, so it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I'm not mad at Kendrick and Baby Keem going back and forth.
No, it's not bad.
They're pretty good together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say Baby Keem. Roddy Ricch's tape, I ain't gonna lie, it's not bad, but I definitely see the difference between when you have the energy of like when the world like is fucking with you and then like when they're not. You know what I'm saying? It's still a good tape, good music, still Roddy Ricch, but it's just not with the whole world on your dick at one moment. But yeah.
So you say it's not as good as the first?
It's a little less. You know what I'm saying? And Big Sean. I listen to Big Sean. I like Big Sean.
Which one? The one with Hit Boy?
Yeah, the What You Expect.
Yeah, I listen to that too.
I've been fucking with that tape, and it's made me a Big Sean fan again.
Yeah, it was good.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I like Detroit, but being a huge Big Sean fan, like loving Big Sean, like one time he was my favorite rapper. I remember arguing with him against somebody else who had Roscoe Dash as their favorite rapper.
Oh yeah, I've heard you talk about this debate before.
Yes, and I was just like, who are you, my nigga? Like, how do you even have this nigga as your favorite artist? Cool. Favorite rapper, my nigga? Does this nigga even rap, my nigga? Like, but whatever. It was cool, but yeah.
Yeah, the Big Sean Hit Boy project. We've said this before off air that the good music to Hit Boy pipeline is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Niggas will be on good music, drop something, but then they'll be like, all right, man, fuck up music. I'm going to make some shit with Hit Boy, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah. And I ain't even going to hold you, son. I'm going to say this, and then we can end this, right? I watched the Big Sean Drink Champ shit. I respectfully, you know, as a podcast that has withdrawn their support of Kanye West because I don't want to say because I don't know what's going on in that nigga mind these days. Yeah. He's off the handles these days. And I sided with Big Sean on the shit. I will say though, I really am starting to hate how because Kanye West has such status that niggas really do let him get away with bullshit. Like beyond him even saying the bullshit he did, we ain't even got to address that because I think the world knows Kanye was on some bullshit with that. It's universally known. I just didn't like how like Nori kind of like tried to play neutral because Kanye West is Kanye West. I feel like if it was anybody else, he'd be like, nah, that nigga was wrong. I think that's all Big Sean wanted him to say. It was just like Kanye was wrong for that shit. But like Nori tried everything in his power to not say that. He's like, I'm not saying he's right or wrong. Just saying, he tried to find all excuses. And I'm like, Nori, you are reformed, but you are still one of the rappers that is known. Like after you went platinum, you still had legal trouble for letting that thing go. You know what I'm saying? So you're not far removed from the dangerous parts of the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I know you've had your label troubles. You've had niggas snake you in the game. It happens. But if a nigga owed you 6 M's, you can't tell me that you would have any excuse for that nigga. Like, you would be like, where is my money, my nigga? 6 M's, not thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? $6 million and up.
Yep.
And that's probably not even the actual ballpark of what he's saying. He just said that as a number, but like, there's probably more. On top of niggas can acknowledge, like, who else from good music besides Kanye went platinum? And then your name is not Travis Scott. Pusha T did numbers, he got his respect, but Pusha T doesn't really get plaques like that.
No.
He's got worldwide respect. He's one of the best spitters, but Pusha T does not get plaques. Big Sean be on them billboards. Big Sean gets plaques, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think, was 2 Chainz ever signed? I don't know if he was signed, but
I don't think 2 Chainz is officially good music.
He was affiliated at one time, you know what I'm saying? Which is cool.
Common don't get plaques.
Common don't get plaques.
John Legend might.
And I don't even know, like, because there was like, I would hear John Legend. I know in the beginning he was good music, but probably what we really know John Legend to be, like probably after Ordinary People, I don't think he was good music anymore. They might have just been cool friends, but who knows? But rap wise, yo, Big Sean was it. You know what I'm saying? Big Sean was it for good music. So for Kanye to say that bullshit, like, can we just be real about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can still love Kanye and love all this shit, but like when the nigga's wrong, just cause I'm not even mad how Nora reacted to the shit, because everybody in the world was like, oh shit, it's a flex that he's saying the worst thing he ever did was sign Big Sean, which is an amazing thing. But he's like, oh no, he's saying that like I should go to heaven because I like. That's a fucked up shit to say.
I don't blame Nori for not trying to get a handle on it, because that nigga was just trying to host the show. He was thinking of, oh, this is gonna make great content. Let me keep leaning into this, because that's what I would do too. If a nigga came on our show, started saying wild shit, and was like, what? That's how you feel? Tell me more. Like, I'm not like, as long as you're not saying nothing like truly like terribly crazy, you know what I'm saying? But if you're just talking your shit, which is basically talking his own shit, all right, whatever. I'm gonna let you do that. But like, I don't need to correct you or address you, because all right, nigga, this gonna make people watch my shit to figure out what the fuck was going on, you know?
I just feel like when Big Sean got on there, he was like too neutral, and it kind of bothered me. And I ain't gonna lie, one last thing too. Nori got to stop with the petty shit, because Nori actually said, he was like, yo, because Big Sean was like, yo, me and you actually had a problem once. He was like, yeah, let me get into it, right? So it was at a time where I was in label purgatory or whatever. I was trying to get a song from you, but you never responded to me. And I kind of felt away because such and such. And it was literally explained. It was like, okay, the person that he linked to Big Sean while Big Sean was on fire at that time, the dude actually admits, I might have dropped the ball on that. So that means it might not even have gotten Big Sean. So for him to even ignore you, so he's automatically like innocent of all ignoring you, because
Nori still makes music.
Apparently, yes. Because even afterwards, Nori was like, "Are we going to get in the studio? I'm gonna get that track. All right, cool." But literally,
what's up with? That's what always confused me. Where do these tracks be going?
I don't know.
Because it's always niggas who be like, "Oh yeah, I want to work with you." Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, "You still rap?"
Yeah,
I'm always confused when I hear older niggas saying shit like that. Oh, can I get a verse? Or you want to hop on the track? What track?
Sometimes these
kind of like you told me, even niggas like Mason shit, like still be making shit and be like, oh, it still be rapping. I'm like, who hears this stuff?
They don't be releasing. Because I'll be the one to tell you, like, Mace still got it. It should be fire. It'd be good shit. It's just, it ain't coming out yet. But who knows? Maybe a year from now, he might start releasing shit. Who knows? But yeah, like, I just didn't like how he was like, I forgive you, Big Sean. And I'm like, Big Sean might not even have known this shit. And Big Sean went to explain. He's like, yo, that actual night, I remember seeing you. And what had happened when I got off stage, my grandmother went to the hospital and she literally kind of died, but then came back or some shit. And it was like, he's literally saying, like, yo, it was a family emergency crisis. And Nori was still like, I still wanted my verse. I was like, nigga, like, respectfully, can you just... Like, and he was like kind of still sitting with it. He was like, I'm that level of petty. I'm like, that's there's something wrong with that. Like, I was almost waiting for EFN to be like, that's not right, my nigga. Like, that was a little too far, my nigga. I love you, Nori. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Nori, but I didn't. I'm gonna always be. This is why I'm probably not gonna get on platforms like that, because I'm gonna keep it real. I could love you, but still be like, that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And even then, Big Sean kept the high. He was like, yo, I apologize, bro. I ain't gonna make you feel no kind of way. We gonna still get in the studio, which I believe we're trying to be a good word. Yeah. Because you know what made Nori forgive him is the fact that Nas actually called him. I think Nori had said it one time. He wasn't too disrespectful, but he just mentioned, he was like, Big Sean played me one time. I remember he said it on the early episode. I forget which one, but I remember him saying that. And he said Nas had called me. And Nas has only called me twice about somebody else. It was a nigga from the streets that we knew, and it was about you. And he was like, you got Sean all messed up. That's a good dude. And that's Nas. Nas don't do shit like that. So it was like, if a nigga like Nas is gonna call me about you, you gotta be a good dude. I forgive you. But look how much had to go when Sean wasn't even in the wrong. And then for, again, Kanye West to just say some foul shit about Sean and Sean to be offended at that because like this nigga just tried the fuck out of me for no reason. Publicly. When I've been loyal, like anytime you called me, I've been there, my nigga. Not even needed royalties for times I wrote for you. Like you changed my life and I'm forever grateful and I show that. And then for Noor to still be like, yeah, but you guys need to talk. He's like, nigga, as soon as the shit came out, the nigga texted me like, yo, I want to get together for healing. Nigga, you recorded this, said this foul shit about me, and then I've seen you since then before the shit was actually released, and none of this. Because I remember Sean even put the picture out. He was like, I just saw this dude. And
I remember that.
It was like, there was none of this energy. So it was like, if it wasn't Kanye West, anybody would be like, yeah, that nigga did some foul shit. That was foul. But I think it's because Nori's in the position, he was trying to play really political, and I'm like, it's only because Kanye West is Kanye West that niggas really let him get away with bullshit. And I'm kind of getting tired of that. I'm getting tired of Kanye West getting away with bullshit. He could still be a genius. He could still be great. But I want a nigga to be held accountable. That's why this nigga keeps doing bullshit. Mm-hmm. If a nigga ain't going to be held accountable, then why would he stop? Why stop now? I can have everything. You know what I'm saying? That's a Chris Brown lyric on the Busta Rhymes song. Side note, I'm going to listen to that Busta Rhymes album because it was sounding all right when you was playing it.
Extinction Level Event?
Yeah. Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Busta Rhymes. Niggas don't want to see that nigga in the verses, and I understand why. That nigga has catalog from the fucking late 80s, my nigga. Literally. Yeah. It's that's why niggas like T.I. be like, I want smoke. And Busta Rhymes was like, I got you. He was like, not that kind of smoke. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, respectfully.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to end it off like that.
This has been a very long episode of Hold It Down podcast. Next week's episode will not be this long. But,
hey, we was out here snowing, you know what I'm saying, with content. You know what I'm saying? The snow doesn't stop. Feel me? Hey, we did this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? The pod god stopped the snow from falling. You feel me? Can't ban the pod man.
But where can they find the pod man? So much social. You
can find me. I don't know why you why'd you talk about your socials like I wasn't gonna get it the first time. Like I needed to explain to you. Just in case you didn't know what I was talking about. You can find me at SAYQUAND on your social media platforms, mostly on Instagram, sometimes on Twitter, never on Facebook. And I'm on TikTok also. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on there. Maybe not as much lately because literally we posted a video today, and I guess because I said the N-word, niggas removed the sound. Some fucking bullshit because I hear curses on there all the time. That's weird. And we're nobodies, my nigga. So like any view counts. We're not even like popping on TikTok for the TikTokers to find us and silence our shit, but whatever. You know what I mean? And you can find me at SAYQUAN.beatstars.com for beats. Got all kind of beats. Holla at me, come and shop, and it'll be in the description. Where can they find you at?
You can find me, all my socials the same. At Not Bloodbath. You know, talk to me, I talk back. You know, talk that video game stuff, talk that rap stuff, talk all kinds of random stuff, to be honest with you. So
word.
I say stuff sometimes.
You know what I mean? And shout out to the T-Pain campaign still in full effect.
Always.
Go listen to the EP. You know what I'm saying? Immaculate artwork. You know what I mean? Yep. by the man himself. You know what I mean? Good quality tracks right there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful audio. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Shitty quality, but good quality at the same time.
Yeah, I'd say it's one of the best projects that came out last year.
You know what I'm saying? Top 5, dead or alive.
Easily.
You know what I mean? We should have been on Billboard. You know what I mean? Yeah. Number 1 in the UK.
Maybe if we drop some remixes, it'll make Billboard. Who knows?
We've been thinking about some things. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in the works for a part 2 possibly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what we come up with because we can't come out the same way.
Nah,
we gotta find a way to mix it up. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
we'll see what we come up with. But yeah, we're gonna end it off like that. Another successful episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hold It Down podcast, doing what we do. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dead End Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? The Pot a Lot Records.
Yeah, the label.
You know what I'm saying? Doing what we do. We're recording this on a Sunday when it's snowed. So for the Dead End fans, you'll get your content when you can because niggas was not about to risk their lives to go to the studio today. No. But, you know, I know you guys going to work it out.
Yeah, probably tomorrow. Be at the studio tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's it for today. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, tell a friend and tell a friend.
And tell a bitch to tell a hoe.
Remember, the South gonna hold it down.
Dilly dilly.